fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. The dream of a cityscape from fear and hope, our Adriel was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides, shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build, our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. The mess we made, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope, our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake.
Now.
33.
John, we're live.
Evening.
John.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm here. Welcome to day 33 of Emberwind with the Ember crew. I'm John Helfers, aka Radio Johnny Panda, your GM for the evening. We have the full crew back after one of us had to take a little break, but she's going to be taken care of. We're going to find out what she was up to. But we have the full crew back again, so it's going to be a good time. This is Payments Owed, Payments Due is the name of tonight's episode, which of course put the whole Ember crew in just a great mood. So yeah, exactly. And matter of fact, let's start with the person who is back again, Marie Bilodeau. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good to have you back again. So, yeah.
Thank you. I missed everyone last week. Or 2 weeks ago, whenever. I missed everyone.
Time is relative. Yeah.
It is very relative.
So is it warm up there? I hear it's warm up in Canada these days.
Yeah, it warmed up today like crazy, but it's supposed to get cool again. So we were like frost to hovering near frost every night, and now we shot up in like the 80s, I guess, in Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it warmed up, but it's supposed to go back down again.
Well, winter eventually will show up. So.
Exactly. Keep all of your clothes of every season out just in case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wonderful to have you back. And who are you playing this evening?
I am playing Malma, who has her mace called Sprinkles, her ship called Cupcake, and is just ready for some dessert adventure.
There you go. Exactly. All right. Wonderful to have you here. Moving on to Sod. First of all, our redoubtable IT AV person who makes sure everything runs delightfully, except for a slight hiccup with Twitch, but I'm going to blame that on Twitch.
Yeah, I should probably say that. So people are probably wondering, where's episode 32 on Twitch? Hopefully. We have no idea. We recorded it. We did it live 2 weeks ago. It's not there. It's just not there. But luckily, I've got a recording myself, so I'll upload that. And,
a relief. So redundancy is our watchword. Okay, yeah, so folks, weird. It will be coming. I'm going to say shortly. And we'll
next few days, and then I'll upload it to YouTube as well. So.
Okay, all right. And how are things in glorious Down Under, where it's now you're going to be changing over to summer now, aren't you?
That's correct. It's starting to heat up now, but we had a bit of a cold front, so it hasn't gone like super hot yet. That's going to be coming in the next month.
25 Celsius instead of 30?
Yeah, that's about right.
See? Well, but that's not very warm. No problem. What is 25 Celsius? Like 80 something, high 80s, I think, for Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We're 27 today, so
see, exactly.
Mid 30s is about 100 something.
Oh my god!
Fahrenheit.
Although
that's
our West Coast is getting there.
Summer.
Yeah. All right, and who are you playing, sir?
Yes, I'm playing Laureate, who just found out that Presley's missing. If you don't know who Presley is one of the family members that she sort of takes care of. The end of sort of some of the survivors who passed away during the Silverblades incident that she is taken care of, and one of them is missing.
Yep.
So there's more to it than that if you've watched previous episodes of this show.
Exactly. Day 32, not 33, because we had day 10.5 in there. Well, yeah, it's more of an add-on ARV. I don't know if it's, quite, we're counting as 33. So, I'm just gonna let it ride. So anyways, Saad, it's always great to have you here too. And then moving on to Jen et al. Cat. So want to introduce your kitty as well?
This chunky boy is Pharaoh. And he's decided he wants love.
And it's very insistent about it too.
Yeah, otherwise he'll sit there and meow really loud. Until I have to be mean and say,
we appreciate
no.
your sacrifice.
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. It actually got warm again today. We're in the mid 70s. It's been in the 60s, so we're gonna have 70s for the rest of the week. But it's not smoky, and nothing's currently on fire, I think.
Yay!
So I'm very happy to see that.
Excellent, as the rest of the country too, to be quite honest. So, yep, that's a good thing.
I took like a week off or half days off last week because I finished a novel, and now
also
I'm back
yay.
to work. Yay!
All right, sounds good. And who are you playing this evening?
I am playing Lady Savoy Veneer, chaotic grumpy, and
the Den Mother as well.
she is the dead mother. That's why she's chaotic grumpy.
Yep. This group, I totally understand.
And she was about to ask Alicia how the hell she lost a boy off her ship in the middle of space. What the hell?
We'll get there. That's all in good time. There were reasons. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there are reasons.
Mistakes may have been made. So yeah.
I missed all of the looks between Percy and the Chasers. I've got my theories out of character, but in character, I am completely flummoxed.
Okay. All right. Yep. Well, it's hopefully things become clear, etc., etc., etc. Finally, last but certainly not least, Brahms Baratheon, sir.
Hey.
Also, our second part of our Canadian contingent. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good, considering the weather is now warmer than it has been, and
True.
it's soon to get freezing cold as you do in Canada. So
Yep. It hinges on a dime. You're all moved in now, right? You're all settled and everything. Pretty
yeah,
much?
it's basically been just furnishing the house, getting it set up the way we wanted, and we've been basically done that for quite a bit of time, and we're pretty happy with it. Just getting other amenities like a lawnmower and stuff and whatnot for the very tiny backyard that I have.
Good thing. Well, glad you're settled in and everything went. It sounds like pretty smoothly.
It was actually a fairly easy move considering, and really fairly unintrusive because we just packed everything in like 2 weekends and moved it all in like one. So it was really, really quick.
Excellent.
But I will be playing Ever Sargentium, which is the party's ardent, and he likes to set things on fire occasionally. Maybe
Typically your enemies. Let's be real about that.
Typically, but there are stories about getting Mama out of a tree. You can watch previous episodes to find out how that happened.
Yeah, that was an event for all involved, for sure. By the way, Mama, we did get you cleaned up. Just like you didn't just collapse into bed and they're just like no into the bath with you. Yeah.
Good. I was concerned. I didn't smell good.
Smell good, feel good. No, nothing about that was good.
A lot of issues there.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, it's great to have the whole crew back together again. And without further ado, I'll give a brief summary of where we are after the crew's adventures in the Silverglades Forest, testing Laureate's bad miasma device, let's put it that way, kind of miasma nullifying device for the Silverglades in order to hopefully start actually, colonizing it for reals. And there were some adventures, there was some fighting, there was a tree exploded, all sorts of shenanigans went on there. And and also a missing patron that you had to locate, which you managed to bring him back alive and in one piece relatively. You hauled him back to his house and went back to Savoy's Manor. Everyone kind of fell down. When you woke up in the morning, fell down as in got cleaned up, got something to eat, and then fell asleep. When you woke up in the morning, Mama had already gone, And you had messages, you had errands to take care of, which included going to, as you said, the military order, where Vice Admiral Bannock informed you that supposedly there is a defector from the Chasers who wants to come in and this group wants to kind of be handed over or taken into custody by the heroes of Gelspar, which of course raised all sorts of suspicious hackles on the back of everyone's necks.
Yes.
And then you guys went back to Maddox's place because he summoned you there for kind of a after-action report, shall we say, where he seemed to be in good spirits. Everything seemed to be all right. And you guys, I know Laureate stayed up all night working on the report. Oh, Laureate, you're still
I'm dazed.
by the way, because you stayed up all night working on your report. And handed that in. You guys discussed what happened to Maddox's odd kidnapping. Some theories were thrown about, thinking maybe it was the Rift Mages of Summit, perhaps, and given by the what's the word? Anecdotal evidence that he gave to you off of his abduction. So there's a possible thread there, but he's going to rest up, and then you folks were heading back to the manor. When you got back there, because you sent someone over to the ship, and that's when the first mate came along and said that I've forgotten his name again. What's his name?
The first mate?
Ponzi? No, the kid. What's his name?
Presley.
Presley. Ponzi. I was close. Ponzi was close. Presley was missing, and that is where we had left things. But before we get to that, Alma, we need to take care of your morning. So
Sounds fun.
exactly. So you had basically, just to catch you up, you had come back, had a nice bath, had some treats, fell into bed. In the morning, you awaken early for some odd reason, probably because you're hungry. And what do you wish to do while you're awake? And you find it hard to get back to sleep. You're not really sure why. Usually it wouldn't be a problem, but this morning you're kind of tossy-turny. So,
Well, yesterday was kind of a rough day. I heard some things, I saw some things not sitting fully well with me. So I'm going to quietly get dressed, grab my weapons because I love them so, and I'm going to head downstairs and see if I can find any treats.
Okay. Yes, and you are able to do that. And when you head to the main hall, of course, which is one of your favorite places to be in the Vineyard household, Shannon is already there doing, I guess she's early breakfast and doing the usual kind of manor household paperwork or reviewing reports, whatever it is she does. And she looks up as you come in and nods and says, Mama, I have something for you. And hands you a ornately decorated envelope with the seal of the, too many M's. Lady, I want to say Malvina. I don't think that's correct. It's
Makia.
Makia, thank you. And the seal of the Makia house.
Thank you. You can keep it. I'd rather some desserts, to be honest.
Well, it's not my message to keep, so I think you should probably maybe take a minute. I mean, certainly break your fast, but I think you probably at some point should take a look at what's inside.
That's probably wise.
So are you eating first, then reading, or reading first, then eating?
I don't want to spoil my appetite, so I'm going to eat first.
All right. So the kitchen staff has taken to experimenting with you on particular like breakfasty things and such. And this one is kind of a baked bread custard with cream sauce for breakfast. They'll give you eggs and meat if you want that too, but they know how much you like dessert. So they've been making kind of these like very light and fluffy souffle pancakes and things like that. And they're seeing what you like and what you don't like. And this one has a little bit of a harvest theme, granted. So it's a little bit of a squashy, pumpkin-y, but it's good. It's very good. You haven't, knowing you, they haven't made anything you haven't liked yet. Let's put it that way.
I am.
Unless there is a dessert Mama doesn't care for, but so far I haven't heard of anything. So
I mean, I have to keep trying all the desserts just in case, but haven't encountered it.
How would you know if you didn't exactly? So
exactly.
Yeah. So breakfast is now. Are you a tea drinker, coffee drinker, or what do you have for your beverage?
I mean, tea, coffee, sugar, ale. It's all beautiful with the right food. Not too fussy there.
They'll do a steamed milk with cinnamon and a little bit of chocolate shavings too, if you like that as well. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's very sweet.
It's really good. Yeah, exactly. So, okay.
And I will, once I've enjoyed, I will compliment everyone,
Okay.
Including Shannon, if she's the lady Shannon, if she's still in the room.
No, my staff aims to please. We're glad that you enjoy it.
Very much, and thank you for all the hospitality. I don't know if I'd thanked you personally yet, but your family has been above and beyond, and I do appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. I thank you for looking out for Savoy. She can be a bit headstrong at times, but it seems she has found somewhat like-minded individuals, and together, hopefully, you can all keep each other out of trouble. I'm not sure how successful you've been at that so far, but I do appreciate that you and the others are all seemingly, I think, looking out for each other, and I am grateful.
I am too. They're a good bunch. I mean, we're not great at staying out of trouble, but boy, we're good at getting out of it, and I think that's what counts.
Indeed, you do show a certain preternatural knack for both. Hopefully things will quiet down, although she nods at the message you have at your side, like, given that arrived at our household this morning for you, I'm not sure that's going to be the case, but I wish you luck.
Thank you. I guess it's time now that I feel fortified, thanks to your wonderful staff. I will have a look at the message.
Okay. All right. And it is, of course, in damn it, Makia. Lady Makia's kind of spidery handwriting. You can tell it's handwritten by her. It's very clear it's not done by like a scribe, and says pretty much, you almost hear her voice in your head. My dearest Malma, it is time for you and I to discuss the nature of our personal arrangement. It would please me greatly if you would arrive at my manor for a light breakfast this morning. There is no need to involve the others in our conversation. I look forward to seeing you at your earliest convenience. Signed, M.
All right. Now, Mama would like to ask the Lady Shannon some extra questions about Lady Makia, but she also doesn't want to involve or tip her hand in any way that would get back to Savoy, because she'd prefer her friends not get tangled into whatever she's about to get tangled, which they will, but whatever. So she will thank
I appreciate you're trying to hold it off as much as possible. I'm impressed, yeah.
In her heart, she's trying.
Yep, absolutely.
So I will thank the Lady Shannon, probably do about 10 different things that are wrong. And, I will
I have to go for a walk outside, maybe down the street. I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. I gotta Silverglade, something. Who knows?
It's not even from Lady Makia. That's so funny. It's my mom. I'm gonna go meet her. It's M. Super easy mistake
she's in
to make.
town. This is amazing. I gotta run.
I thought she was sad. It's great. I'm gonna go visit her.
And I have a ship inspection to do. Yes, I have to go talk to the trade guild. I have to leave. Yep.
I think I need a new mace, maybe 2 more. I don't know. I'm gonna go now. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab some food outside.
Luckily, I'm not going to ask you for a fast talk check because it'd be a super disadvantage. And Shannon, to her credit, doesn't say a word, just kind of raises her eyebrow at you and says, well, have a good whatever it is you're going to do. And I take it you're like kind of out the door.
I am out the door, and I'm going to. It's a nice day, and it's about an hour to Lady Makia's, if I recall.
Yes, from here she's a couple levels above. So Maddox's place is about 30 minutes, give or take, at a fairly standard walk, and hers is another like 20 beyond that. That's true, but it is a lovely day. So yeah,
I will enjoy the walk, and I will work up an appetite again.
Yeah, gotta burn off that first breakfast for 11s, absolutely. So okay, yep. Well, you know why you're being summoned. It's not a big surprise. It just is a matter of time. So yeah. So I assume the walk goes. I mean, there's no one to talk to unless you're going to talk to yourself. So yeah.
No, I'm just going to go and try not to linger on dark thoughts.
Exactly.
Think of sugar instead.
There you go. Yep. And the one plus thing out of it is the veneers bakers are quite good. But to be honest, you have to. The one thing you find yourself looking forward to theoretically is seeing what Makia's bakers can put together. So because at the top of the top, she has to have the best of everything. So that maybe might be the frosting on top of this big crap cupcake you might have to take a bite out of. So
Hey, you know what?
just saying. Just saying.
Mama made a deal. She's gonna honor it. She knew what she was doing. So just time to buck up, Buttercup. Eat that cupcake and don't complain.
Exactly. All right. So yes, it's fairly early morning. Some shops are starting to open. Business is starting to kind of prepare for the day. Not much traffic out. Are you kind of nonchalantly strolling along? Are you being watchful or meh?
I think I'd be a little bit watchful just because we did piss off like most of the city at this point. I can't even keep track of who we've pissed off. That's how many people we've pissed off, and Mama's used to keeping an eye out anyways because she doesn't usually stay this long in one area for various good reasons, and this is creeping her out a bit.
All fair. All right, give me a focus roll, please.
Let's see how it was a big breakfast.
Well, and you're kind of preoccupied with what Lady Makia might have you do, per se. I mean, it should be fairly straightforward, but one never knows. So, so that may, you're not quite, it's not like you have nothing to occupy your thoughts, which is probably why you're just not maybe keeping an eye out. I mean, nothing happens, but you don't notice anything untoward anyways, either. So there's that. So you reach the ornate Makia household gates without incident, and the guards at the front, as soon as they see you come up, they open the gate for you to enter.
Great. That way?
And yep.
Okay, good.
Indeed, you're in the outside with a fountain and the lush garden and this, that, and the other, and a valet or a foot person is there waiting for you.
Nice.
Mama's last name again?
Billy, I believe, is what I'd settled on. Calyx? Calyx. Mama Calyx.
I think it was Calyx, yeah.
Yeah, you're
okay. Right. And he says, Miss Calyx, if you'll follow me, please.
Captain, please, but certainly.
Oh, my mistake. Captain, by all means. And takes you into the grand hall, yada, yada, yada. And you're taken into a different side room, not the garden this time. Oh, did you see the garden? Yeah, you were there for the garden, right?
Oh, yeah, there were desserts. There was a little dessert tray.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, of course, you would remember the dessert tray, not the...
I remember.
Yeah. Takes you to actually a very cozy kind of side room, not the other room where you've met her either, not like the greeting room with a view of the city or anything. This is like an internal room. And it's a table for would be 4. There's only 2 chairs. And she's already occupying the one in the far end of the room. And he announces, Captain, Mama Calyx to see you, my lady. And she's like, come in, Mama. Please, sit. And on the table is an amazing array of desserts. It makes the garden stuff, it puts it to shame, really, to be quite honest. There's like a what you think is the best way to describe it is like a shortbread castle with frosting for the shingles and the delicate filigree on the windows of spun sugar, and this thing's like 2 feet high. And it's like, this would have taken someone probably 2 or 3 days to create. And it's surrounded by things like little soldiers made out of gingerbread and stuff like that. And it's really kind of, it's the ornateness and the detail is amazing. It also smells delicious. So, how do you like my latest creation from my bakers? They were working all night on it.
It's beautiful. It's almost looks too good to eat.
Indeed.
But I would never insult them that way.
I would hope not. Please sit, make yourself comfortable. A tea? Something stronger, perhaps? I mean, it's a little early in the morning, but...
Tea will be lovely. Whatever you're having, lady, I will greatly have.
And apparently this valet person is also going to be the servant for the day because he sets out a tea service for you and pours for both of you. And she takes off a little corner, breaks off a little corner, and nibbles at it like, delightful. Please, I insist you try.
Thank you. I will take I'll take a piece, but I'm not plunging in. I am on my guard, and you can tell how guarded I am by how I treat my dessert.
It is the best shortbread you've ever had. You cannot think of anything better. It is melt in your mouth, delicious. The buttery versus the cookie is just right. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, I've traveled a lot, Lady Makia, and I must say that yours are some of the finest desserts I've ever sampled, and I've sampled quite a few.
Oh, well, you'll do this old lady proud. I will pass on your compliments to my kitchen staff. They are resting now, but I am sure they'll be gratified to hear of your delight in their efforts. So, and she sips her tea and then nibbles a little bit more and actually finishes her piece and says, well, I appreciate you coming to see me so promptly, my dear. As you know, we've had a little side arrangement for the assistance of getting your ship out of the clutches of the dock. Oh, the cargo people, I forget their names. The people who levy, shall we say, taxes and fees on hard-working people such as yourself and well, the people who work for me, I'm going to be honest.
Yes, I know.
But it is time now for you to start earning that off, shall we say. And I have your first shipment ready to go for the cupcake and yourself. I have no doubt you will treat it well and deliver it to where it's supposed to go intact. Isn't that right?
The cupcake is currently, unfortunately, away. So
No, there's no hurry necessarily on this one. It's not like it has to go out tomorrow. I assume though that it will be arriving shortly. Yes.
I'm not sure. I assume so. They should be here within 1 to 2 weeks at most.
It's an odd captain that'll send their crew out on an extended mission without the captain being there.
A captain who does not trust her crew is a captain who expects her ship to fail.
Fair, very fair. Well, I will provide a transport. The shipment is a bit large, and I don't want you certainly carting it back yourself. So, and indeed, you could even hitch a ride on the carriage. So, I trust all is well at the Veneer residence.
Yes, all is very well. May I? I will not ask you which shipment you're sending with me. I imagine you're asking me to carry it because you want it to be a hidden, which is perfectly doable. But may I ask at least if this shipment is dangerous? Is there anything I should be aware of for my crew?
How you transport it is up to you. It does not need to be hidden. There is certainly nothing illicit or untoward contained in it. And your crew should be quite safe. It is very secure. I have no doubt. It just needs to go to Summit relatively soon. But I leave that at your discretion. I don't want you to, certainly you have no need to rush off. I don't want you to attract any attention with it. So stick to your whatever your usual schedule is. But it will need to go, I think within the week. So if you have somebody maybe contacting your ship might be a good idea.
Milady Makia, you are a person of great wealth and influence and power. I have to ask you, why are you asking me to do this when you could easily contract so many others to do it?
Because we have made an arrangement, and I find you and your ship are suitable for the designs of this particular assignment.
Very well. Well, and we're to deliver it where, in Summit, or to whom?
The instructions will be with the box itself. Also, I trust, Captain, that you will keep your eyes and ears open in Summit for anything perhaps untoward that may be happening there. I've heard rumors, nasty, scurrilous rumors of rift mages from Summit poking their nose into things in Adriel, things they do not need to be investigating. And so I would ask you to be on the lookout for any evidence that they are becoming involved in Adriel's affairs, because that is something that we would have to stop should it become necessary. I think you would agree?
Definitely. I mean, I'll keep an eye out, but to be frank, I try to stay away from rift mages whenever possible, and I'm not the most familiar with the politics of Adriel or Summit, so I can be your eyes and ears, but what I spot, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, regarding the rift mages, that is a wise precaution to not seek them out, but it may be through no fault of your own, it may become necessary. But that is fine that you are not perhaps schooled in the intricacies of the politics. Sometimes an outsider their view can be more discerning than even the most involved insider. So a new perspective is often what is missing from these affairs.
Well, I'll do this when the cupcake comes back. I will let you know. We do owe a couple of other pressing favors, but of course, Lady Makia, you will always take the lead.
And I appreciate that, my dear, very much so. All right. He breaks off another kind of turret this time. Takes actually a larger piece, which is a little surprising and
disconcerting.
Well, kind of, yeah.
I want to go. Can we just go?
Would you like some of this to go? I'm certainly not going to take care of all of it myself today. I'd be happy to wrap up some for you to take with you.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're offering, I would never refuse such a generous offer.
She nods to the servant, who's very much so, and kind of carves off a wing there and disassembles it, packages it in a nice, it's a box for you, and gives it to you tied with gold ribbon. And she says, all right, unfortunately, my day is busy, so I must bid you farewell. The package is outside, and we'll have a carriage waiting to take you back to, well, wherever you wish to go. If you wish to drop it off at your ship right away, or I leave it in your capable hands, my dear.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, my ship isn't back yet. Could I come and get the package when my ship has returned?
I would prefer you take custody of it now. I for various reasons, I wish it to be, shall we say, in transit. So I think it must leave with you. That'll be best for everyone.
Should I?
As I said, I have a carriage waiting to take it wherever you wish it to go.
That's wonderful. Is anybody going to come for this package?
Here? No.
Not here. Not in Adriel, but in Summit, perhaps?
Well, as I said, when you deliver it, of course.
All right. I assume that you, being a wise businesswoman, know that I can only do the other two favors I owe you if I survive this particular adventure. So any further words of wisdom you wish to share with me, I would appreciate.
I like that you look to the future, my dear. Yes, indeed. This should be fairly straightforward, unless, of course, you yourself complicate it. I foresee I cannot foresee the dangers of the Azure. There could be pirates coming after your ship. A storm could come up and blow you off course. Those are outside my control. It is a box. You take it to Summit. You deliver it to the address it's supposed to go to. You are done. Anything else, one would have to look at the captain and their actions in terms of whether they have complicated the mission untowardly. Wouldn't you agree?
Indeed I would. All right, well, thank you for your hospitality, and I will report back.
Wonderful. All right. I look forward to the successful report upon your completion of the mission.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, then off you go.
And I grab my little gold ribbon box, and I head off to wherever.
You're heading back outside. The valet shows you out again, and the box is there, out in the courtyard. And it is fairly large. It's about a yard by a yard, or a meter for the Canadians here. A meter and a meter and a meter on all sides.
Okay.
It is heavy wood. It is bound with iron bands. But there is a lock on there.
Oh.
And as you approach, you hear a thump from inside.
Oh. I'll thump on it. Tuck, tuck, tuck.
Well, something inside thumps back.
Is it thumping in a pattern that would indicate some kind of intelligence, or more like a thrashing type of thing?
In between, it's not like violent thumping. It's more like in response to yours.
Okay.
Could be intelligent. Hard to say.
Okay, this is fun.
No, I can say that's all that you hear from inside. There's no like, help me, or anything like that. So not sure if that puts your mind at ease or not, but there's no like verbal communication.
Are there like air holes for whatever's in there to breathe, or does that seem to not be a bother?
There aren't any, which is strange, assuming whatever. I mean, you don't seem to see any.
Okay.
So the Valley says, where does the captain wish this to be delivered?
The docks, please. There's no way I'm bringing this back to the Veneers.
You will be accompanying it, I take it?
Sure.
No, let's let the woman who assigned me this. Yeah, just take it out there and dump it somewhere. I'll come back and leave. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Just over the edge, just push it off, Adriel. It's fine.
I delivered it. I can't. They didn't get it. He summons a couple of other people, footmen from the house. They load it into a very nice looking carriage, and he opens the door for you as well. It's kind of like it's more than a wagon. It's not like a buckboard, but it has like has a passenger in the front, but also can hold cargo in the back. So it's like half and half.
It's like a covered pickup.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, but drawn in, which is a little strange, but yeah, it's so you can able to get in front. The box is in the back. It says you wish anyone to ride with it in the back, any kind of guard or anything.
If you know what, if it gets loose and like starts eating people in Adriel, I don't have to go to Summit, so it's fine. just put it in there and it's all good. See what happens.
All right, well,
live our best lives.
All right, they do secure it with rope though. They tie it down just in case. So, and then you you going to a particular, are you going to the Port of Dreams, or where exactly are you having the driver take this?
So I'm assuming that, and I would know this, that near the docks there would be some storage areas that you could like, kind of like little storage lockers that you could.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, rental for cargo, absolutely.
Basically, I want one of those. I want to throw it in there. I want to lock it up till the cupcake comes home. I don't want to involve my friends if I can avoid it, because it sounds like a shit show waiting to happen.
I don't know why you'd ever think that.
I'm very negative today. Too much dessert first thing in the morning. I should have a heartier breakfast.
You had two desserts. I mean, geez, two levels. I tell you. Yeah, but even so, yes, you're a little like, little surly. All right. Yeah, he twitches and the horses keep going, and you're through the streets, and given that it is the Machia carriage, everyone pretty much gives it you notice people give it a very wide berth, let's put it that way. You have no trouble navigating the streets, even though things are starting to get busier. It is not a problem getting to where you need to go. So you head to the Port of Dreams, and so you're looking for warehouse storage, you said.
Yeah, basically. One of the well-protected ones, like the ones that would have some security so that nobody would break in and steal it, but also not one that would be, necessarily most watched either.
Mm-hmm. Something where you can trust, but it's also out of the way.
Exactly.
Okay.
Something the guards
as you're trotting by the docks, make a focus roll for me.
Let's see how this goes.
Indeed. Right on.
Oh, good.
Okay, yep, which is good, because as you glance up, you see the cupcake is in dock.
Shit.
Which is unexpected. Yes, exactly. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna sigh expensively. I'm gonna assume that Mama doesn't hire idiots, and they probably know what my ship looked like, so they probably saw my ship and will report back to her. So I'm just gonna kind of wave towards the ship there and go, let's go there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's hard to miss with the big cupcake on there, and yep, exactly.
With a giant cupcake, pink sprinkles on it.
It is kind of recognizable. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So yeah, you may have been grumpy before. Now you're full on like, yeah,
grumpy
pleased.
And worried.
Right. So you swing over. Are you having them offload the cargo into the ship?
Do I see any of my crew around, or?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Alicia, who looks like she's just making plans to head ashore, and she sees you and waves very frantically.
All right, I'll just tell the carriage people. One moment. I just, gotta.
She leaps over the gangplank, comes running down towards you.
I'll go and meet her part way. I'm not gonna run, but I'm gonna meet her.
At the gangplank, she sees who you're with and kind of straightens up and then walks, although it's a little giving the game away, but it's like, oh shit. And kind of walks towards you like, could have done that 30 seconds ago. She looks very forlorn. You don't even need to check to see. She looks extremely forlorn.
What happened? Everything okay? Everyone okay?
Percy is missing.
That kid?
He got Azure sickness. Now you, Mama, know this is a thing that people who don't travel much on skyships, on airships, can get airsick. It's just be a matter of going from places that doesn't travel to something that does. And it can be relatively common. Some people are affected by it worse than others. It's a real illness, though. He didn't make it up. She's like, we went out as you directed and stayed out for a while, but in order to not be tracked by anyone, we kind of stayed on the move. And the first day he was fine. And then he started getting more and more sick to where throwing up, couldn't keep anything down. And he said, look, I know someone I can get a cure, but we have to head back to Adriel. And the kid looked like he was death warmed over. So I put him with a couple of the crew members, said, keep your eye on him every minute. And yet he still managed to give him the slip and he's gone. Captain, I take full responsibility as I was the one in charge.
No, I mean, if the kid wanted to give you the slip, the kid was going to give you the slip. So let's just be grateful he didn't try to steal something while he was at it. Did he steal anything?
He literally just found out he was gone like 20 minutes ago, so I haven't really swept the ship yet. I don't think so. I mean, he had nothing on him when he left. It was just himself.
Did you talk to the sister?
I haven't questioned any of the family or other members yet. I thought that might be a good idea for you. I was going over to the household where you've been staying to inform you, but you're here now. And she looks at the box, and I assume that's a whole another kettle of fish, slaughterfish.
It is. Is the family still on board?
Yes, we've kind of politely suggested they remain on the ship for their own safety, and they have agreed.
Good. Okay.
Do you want to come talk to them?
Oh yes, I do want to come talk to them. I'm gonna go talk to them. You, if you can do me two favors. One,
sure.
There's a box there that Lady Makio wants us to take to Summit. It's got something alive in it.
She looks like she's bitten into like a lemon. Like, oh, great.
Yes.
I thought my day was already going well.
I made a bad deal to get the cupcake back, but do what we gotta do.
Exactly. It's not a danger, or just what's the risk to us? Not good, huh?
It has something alive in it. Worst comes to worst, we lose it. If you can put it in one of the below storage areas towards the back of the ship, somewhere where we can easily expel it if necessary, and somewhere with kind of make sure it's tight in there, sturdy, lockdown. Also, we're supposed to get instructions as to where to bring that. So it's supposed to be with the box. So make sure we have those before those fancy people leave.
Okay. All right. I will take care of that. Why don't you go on and talk to the other family? Maybe you can get some sort of lead or something. I'll go take care of this. Take care of that. When I have this secured, I'll come and find you.
Thank you. And Alicia, again, this isn't on you. You did very good as always. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to the bottom of this. And when we find that kid, we're going to break his legs and he won't run away again.
I'm not sure Laureate will like that, but you can take that up with her at the right time, because I'm for a couple thwats with a belaying pin to have him see straight. Anyways, yeah, we'll deal with it. All right. Thank you,
I'll
Captain.
just call back to the Maka people and say, talk to my first mate. And
okay. All right.
I'll head in.
You're heading on board, and she goes off to handle with them. You head on board.
I am pondering my next step, so I'm not going super fast. I'm like, how am I going to handle this? I haven't told Laureate. I don't want to piss her off. I like her.
Indeed. So you've got Valerie and Glenn and Arlie. Presley, that was his name. Valerie, Glenn, Arlie, and Liddell are all there. So they're actually on deck kind of pacing around because they all look worried, as they should. So they, when you arrive on deck, they come over to you, kind of all rush around you, and Liddell speaks first and says, you have any news or anything of Presley?
No, we don't know anything because he gave my crew members the slip who didn't think that he tried to give them the slip. Why would he do that? Who is he going after?
Arlie's kind of wringing her hands, says, I have no idea. He was very quiet and withdrawn after the incident at the hacksaw. We thought maybe it was a little bit of shock at being kidnapped by those people, but then he started getting ill enough where we talked to Alicia and thought maybe we should put back in, and we agreed with her. It was real. His illness he wasn't faking or anything. He was throwing up and it was terrible. And then they sent him off to get the tincture and with 2 crew members, which we thought would be enough for an escort. And if they came back empty-handed, and he was gone.
Would he be stupid enough to go try to claim vengeance against them or against the Chasers or anybody else?
Valerie speaks up. It's like, I don't think he's off to claim vengeance against the Chasers. And she looks very pensive and hesitant at that.
Valerie, can I talk to Valerie alone for a second? And I'm saying it like that, but I'm dismissing them. And it is clear I'm dismissing them.
Well, Liddell and Arlie look at Valerie and she looks at them and nods, and then they nod at you then and kind of move off a few steps away.
Valerie, whatever it is you want to tell me, you're going to tell me right now.
Let's see. We have a couple of choices here. Do you want to use fast talk or do you want to use intimidate?
Fast talk.
Okay. That makes sense.
I know my stats. Oh, not good enough though.
She casts an eye over at Liddell and Arlie and is like, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm guessing is what it was, so I may not even be right about it.
You know what? A guess is good. Your brother might be in trouble. We can help him, but we can't do that if you're going to keep secrets, even if they're just guesses.
They had us separated when they took us, and I don't know what they said to him, but the man, the leader, I think they called him Grinder?
Yeah, Grinder. He's smashed now.
Yeah, that was, she got her eyes light up like that was really kind of amazing, by the way. He didn't really say much to me, but I kind of got the impression that when Presley, when I saw him again, when we were brought back together to come out to the hacksaw for the meeting, he just was carrying himself differently somehow. Like, he wasn't happy at the tavern. That was fairly obvious, but we didn't know what could be done to make him happy. But when he came back to me, he seemed to have, I don't know, he was walking with a different step, like he'd found some sort of purpose. Like he found some sort of meaning or something to apply himself to, is the best way I can put it. But he didn't say anything to me about it. And then when you folks got us back, and thankfully you did, is when he became very withdrawn and very distant. And then he got sick, and you know the rest. So I tried talking to him about it on the ship, but he didn't want to talk to anybody. And he just kind of turned away. So I don't know. You can take from that what you want.
I don't know
That's all I have.
I don't know what I'm most mad about right now. I don't know if I'm most mad about the fact that your brother let them get into his head like that, or if I'm most mad about the fact that those bastards didn't even think to approach you. What are they against women in disguise? We are just as powerful on the Azure as they are, those patriarchal bastards.
And she's like, oh no, that's not anything I want to get involved with. I'm going to the academy.
It doesn't matter if you want to get involved in it or not. You should be given the choice. That's the point of this all. And that's smart. Don't get involved with the Chasers. Okay. So if your brother had run away
How dare they? But don't do that. Yes, exactly.
Don't do it.
She looks a little whipsawed, like, oh, okay, wait, what? Huh? Okay. You were saying.
So if your brother ran away then, you think he might have gone to join the Chasers?
She kind of crashed her hands together. I hope not. I can't see why he would possibly throw in with those criminals. You're going to find him, aren't you? You're going to get him back, right?
We're going to try. probably. We have a lot of stacking priorities right now. I mean, Valerie,
please, Captain, please, for our sake, please say you can get it back for us.
we can try, but I want you to understand something. Your brother made a choice, and that choice is
I know.
there.
And it was a poor choice. He doesn't. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he wants. And you probably know that those who don't have power, any scrap of power held out to them seems like a lifeline, and they'll cling to it even when they shouldn't. And I think that's what my brother's going through. And he's a lost boy, and he can't get involved in this. He just can't. That will destroy him. He's not that type. He thinks he is, but he's wrong. I know him. I'll help you if I can. If you need me to go with you and try to talk to him, I will. And she looks like unbelievably earnest at this.
It's kind of like she's hitting all of Malma's like weak points one after the other. So Malma's just like, fine. First things first, we're going to let Laureate know what happened. And I want you to be honest with her. She deserves that much, okay? I need you to be honest with Liddell and Arlie.
Well, we all, yeah. Oh, she's like, yeah. She kind of looks over at them. Yeah, I've been. You're right. You're right. I just didn't want them to worry anymore. I'm worried Arlie's going to go to pieces if she hears this. It's the last thing she'd want to have happen. But no, she kind of firms herself up. Like, you're correct. Everyone needs to be on the same page.
It's true. Now, Valerie, you're going to have to be strong for your family here. And remember that there's a lot of other chaps that are going to follow you on your way too. Don't fall into them. Your academy dream's a good one. Follow that one. It's solid. All right. Well, this morning is turning out to be a little bit more enthusiastic than I thought it would be. So, the cupcake looks like it's been hired to do something I don't think you need to be involved in necessarily.
And as you say that, there's a big thump as the box hits the deck.
She closes her eyes.
And followed up by a thump from inside the box that actually rocks it a little bit and moves it a couple inches and then settles back down. And she kind of looks at that, looks back at you with her eyes wide. Okay, I think that's gonna be your business. I have enough on my plate right now.
When I say I've made poor choices, sometimes I will stand by them. Is the Makia carriage still there? Because they just dropped off the box, right? They're still bringing it?
They're waiting apparently for Alicia, who's looking to you. She has what looks like a sheaf of papers in hand, probably an invoice, lading, bills of lading, blah, 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 all that kind of fun stuff. She's kind of waiting for you, like, I've got what we need. So waiting for you to give the final signal that everything's been received so she can get them on their way is what you guys, you've done this before. You can, it's that kind of ship crew knowledge kind of thing.
Right. I'll do like a, hang on a sec. I'm going to turn to Valerie and say, are there any friends that your brother would turn to? Any leads that we can start with?
Past 6 months, he withdrew from everyone we used to know. Former academy or other academy families. He wasn't. He's been shy. He always was, and he never made friends easily. And I can't think of anyone he's seen in months. We could try, but honestly, the way he's been acting, I think it's going to be a dead end. But we could check if you wanted to. Maybe he did pop up to them.
No, if he's got a new calling, he'll probably just head there. So, where the chases are, so he will be. Okay, I want you and your family to head back to the Veneer household and then talk to Laureate. I'm going to send my first mate with you to make sure that you make it there. We promised we'd get you there, so we will. But hold on a sec. I got to talk to Alicia first. We're going to get you in that lovely carriage if they're willing to take you back there.
Yeah, I'll go tell Liddell and Arlie and Glenn what's happened.
I know it's hard, but you have to do it for your brother. He'll need all of you.
Yep.
Because he's an idiot. Idiots need more work than most people.
I wish I could disagree with you, but in this case, I'm afraid you're correct.
It's all good. It's not on you. It's his choices again.
He made it. It didn't tell anyone. It didn't share. It's true, but we're still responsible for him at least, or to try to talk him out of this nonsense. All right.
All right.
I will go collect them. We'll be ready when you are.
Perfect.
Okay, so she heads off over there.
I'm gonna go
You
to
are
Alicia.
going back to the carriage?
Yeah, back to the carriage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look at what did the instructions say?
The instructions say it. I don't have it in front of me. There's the
that's
name of an inn, an inn you recognize in Summit.
Okay.
You know this inn. It's fairly well known. And you know the proprietor as well. And I just don't have the names in front of me. I'll give that to you later.
Okay.
It is a person who is a fairly well-known patron in Summit. She's a bit of an information broker, which is why you know her.
Okay.
You've actually taken on a couple of jobs from her, so you're in good stead with her.
Okay.
And it's like that at least is kind of a ray of sunshine in this otherwise.
See if that keeps up after I deliver that.
Yeah. So it's like, well, if this is the case, then that's okay. At least I know who it's going to, and we're on good terms. So that's not a problem.
Perfect.
I'll get you the information. I just don't have it tip of my tongue right now.
Nope, that's okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything like too obvious.
No, and it's just delivery of the parcel. She will take it off your hands and done.
Nice.
But
Okay.
you also know the fact that it's her means that there's really no way you can just scuttle this and claim that it never, or you tried to deliver it or blah, 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 because that's just not going to happen.
Fine.
So-
There goes plan A.
Yeah, kind of a double-edged sword there. You know her, but you also know you can't cross her, and that's just not going to work. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that's that then. Carriage people.
Yep. The driver's been waiting because he hasn't gotten the go-ahead yet, and he's like, yes, Captain.
Could I impose on you to do one more stop at the Veneers to drop off my first mate and some friends, if that's no imposition on you?
Well, as you're requesting it and you have cargo from Our Lady, then it's not an issue at all, especially if your first mate is going. So yes, we can take them wherever you need them to go.
Perfect. Thank you. Much appreciated. I won't tip you because I'm pretty sure that would be weird for a noble carriage, but thank you. Little punch on the shoulder there.
It's just as awkward, so he looks askance at that too. So yeah, like it's when your group is ready, they can just come in and we'll take you to have your mate direct us to where you want them to go. We will drop them off, see them safely there. It is not a problem.
Perfect. I'll kind of pull Alicia aside a bit, and so looks like the kid might have gone to the Chasers. I'm just gonna go ask a couple of quick questions around, nothing too overly suspicious.
You're going to ask questions by yourself?
Yeah, we got to get out of town.
Just got out of town.
We did. I know, isn't it great? The skies are calling, Alicia. It's exciting.
Screaming at this point, but yes, but go on. So,
here's what I want to do. I want you to personally get them back to the Veneer household so that they can talk to Laureate. While I go scout a few questions, I'm going to ask you to do that. I want you to do that because I'm trying to buy us a little bit of time so that we can find a kid before we leave town.
Don't you think you're going to need some help on this?
Have I ever struck you as the kind who would bring you or any of the crew to something I thought was a terrible, I know, wait, a very bad, too dangerous an idea. Yes, that's the one.
Well, not us necessarily, although we'd all go with you. My point was the others of the group you've been running around with, Adriel.
Yeah,
Seems like they have, I don't know, advantages that could be handy in a situation like this.
Yeah, I know. I really like them. They're cool, but
I mean,
right.
Captain, I know I often serve as the voice of reason here, and I'm really thinking we're going to kind of push someone a little hard.
I know. I was just hoping not to involve them, to be honest. If I could beat up the kid, break his legs, and drag him over, I mean, Laureate can't say anything to that. His legs were broken when I found him. I mean, she'd buy that. I have such an honest face.
I would, yeah, and I'd back you up because I'd probably getting in a whack or two myself. But as tempting as that scenario is, I have a feeling that knowing what we know of this group and what you've experienced of them so far, it's probably a trap that they're hoping to snare one of us, maybe them. She points to the family. And by the way, obviously Valerie has broken the news up there because Arlie is crying yet again.
Oh God, so many
I
crying
know,
people.
I know. But it's like, so it's likely, if he did join the Chasers, it's likely a trap for you or others, possibly Laureate,
Why
since
would
they're
they
that
want to lay a
close.
trap for us? Oh, no, never mind. I remember.
And then assuming the white-haired one is not still involved, and I don't even want to think about what that's all about. I don't even want to know.
And don't forget, we have a creature on the ship that's in a box. I don't know what that's about. just adding to your rationale. That's all. I'm supporting you.
Yeah, and there's no air holes, which makes me really, really creeped out by that.
I was kind of hoping to keep the others out of this because they don't need to be involved in these particular shady dealings, but we could probably use their
Cargo
backup.
is cargo. Oh, those others. Yes, that's
Yeah.
probably a good idea.
My others, my friends.
Mhm.
All right, I'll bring the family back. Can you reload up the cupcake? We're gonna have some. I don't know how much the others have traveled on the Asia if they decide to come with us. So maybe make sure we do have some medicine this time in case anybody starts throwing up.
Yeah.
A couple extra buckets maybe. And just
So, but we're offloading the family now, right? They're gonna head back to who's this? The Traveler's Rest.
they might come back with me if Laureate wants them to hit the skies with us. But I haven't
Starts
really-
counting. Got 5. Wait. Let's see. 1.
They can
2,
sleep around the
3, 4,
box.
5. Well, I'm trying to do provisions because if we're wait, where's this going again? She did. By the way, she didn't look at the sheet.
Summit.
She just handed it to you. Summit. Okay.
And
Oh.
I'll tell her we're gonna go see our old friend so and so.
Well, okay. Actually, if we took the family over there, it's not a bad idea because that's certainly out of the way of Adriel. Okay. Look. Decide what you want to. Actually, I'm coming with you. We can talk about it on the way. I'll lay in provisions for at least a dozen for,
Perfect.
let's say, 2 weeks. We got the
Perfect.
cargo hold, so it's not a big deal. I'll get that secured. Actually, I can trust our cargo master. He'll be able to handle it. Let's get these people over there. We need to inform your group, and you guys need to figure out what you're going to do next.
Sounds good. And while we're here, Alicia, can you just do a little once around or get Xena and Yoma seem to be good at that too, and just find out if there's anybody else who needs to get out of Adriel while we're leaving, and just on the down low, and we'll take care of them too.
For the right payment, of course.
It depends what their story is.
Okay, yeah. Actually, they seem to have a pretty good, shall we say, knowledge of the area. I'll have them poke around and see if they come up with any, shall we say, extra passengers. Sounds like a plan.
Exactly. And anybody who really needs to get out here, I feel like Adriel is kind of a shit show, and anybody who needs to get away from here deserves an exit, quite frankly. I should really kidnap my friends. That would be fun. But never mind, you didn't hear anything. All right.
I'm sure we'll be able to talk them into taking a little bit of a sojourn
I
out
hope
of the
so.
city. I mean, I'm stunned. I'm stunned you're still here, to be quite honest. I thought we were going to come back and you would have left.
Well, we got busy.
The
There's a lot of
anchors.
things.
The anchors.
Yeah.
They can weigh you down. I mean, look, they seem like great people. Don't get me wrong. All right, let's. Are we ready? Got everything we need. Are you keeping? By the way, those papers on you, or are you putting them in your captain's quarters on the ship, or doing something else with them?
I'm gonna keep them on me because if anything comes down with it, it should come down only on me.
Okay. All right. So let's see. I don't think there's anything else here to do. So you are embarking upon the carriage and heading back to the Vineyard household, correct?
Yes, with the family.
With the family. Family's in
I'm
tow.
hauling
All
their
right.
asses in there.
Yes. Okay. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. There's now like 7 people in there, but it's doable. It's 4,
all
4, and 6. Nope, it's 5. If you brought everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, yeah.
5, 6. Plus you're bringing your mate. You're bringing Alicia with just in case. So
Yeah.
she gives the orders to Xena and Yoma, and they nod and take off. And then you guys are all heading off there. The cabin is subdued. You head back to the gates of the Vineyard residence. Let's see. After all this said and done, we're just gonna play it by ear and say like a few minutes later, the rest of the group comes in. The only thing that's changed for the other 3 is that besides the first mate, Mama is here, and Laureate, you see the entire family. They have delivered the news. Everyone's together. You'll probably want to discuss this. So I turn it over now that the entire group is reunited. We can head into the hall and figure out, or I should say, you can figure out what your next steps are.
The first thing you hear is missing As in, he didn't jump off the ship, did he?
Alicia looks absolutely horrified. No. Oh my God, no.
Okay, thank you.
But by the way, if you kind of blurted that out in front of the family, Arlie looks like she was about to have a heart attack at that. And you're like, no. And I don't know, Mama, if you want to step in here or not. It's up to you.
Yeah. He gave them the slip. Valerie has a theory that I think is worth considering for why he would try to give my crew and succeed. I'll give Alicia a little look there, succeed in giving my crew the slip.
She looks properly abashed.
Valerie?
He got you guys back to the dock, to Adriel, and then he slipped the boat.
He was ill. He had, and this is Alicia talking. He had Azure sickness.
Okay,
which is a thing. I mean, it's a fairly common, malady. People on extended airship trips.
And you're certain he wasn't kidnapped?
Our two hands that were with him, all they know is he was with them one moment and he was gone the next. And Valerie shuffles her feet and kind of looks at Malma at that depiction of events.
Valerie.
She steps forward and addresses you, Savoy, and says, based on what I saw both during our time with the Chasers and afterward, I think he may have been, she kind of glances at Liddell and Arlie over this, I think he may have been going back to join them.
I think I feel one of your headaches coming on, Savoy.
Wait till I tell you what else happened this morning. It's great.
Thank you, Valerie. Do I have more company here, or I mean, are this family staying at the estate, or
do we?
Who are you talking? Who are you addressing with that question?
I'm actually addressing Mama. I'm like, what? Is there more people here staying here, or what? What are we doing now?
I brought you a gift, and I will hold up the box with the gold ribbon. This is very lovely dessert, which your sister might have mentioned or not, that I was summoned to Lady Makia's home. I might not have mentioned this before, but to get the cupcake back, it wasn't exactly obvious. I mean, Savoy, you were around then, but
I'm aware.
Okay, so
you owe Makia, and this is complicated. What I want to know: Gloria's family got to stay in the estate because I have to go clear it with my sister.
I mean, they can come on the ship.
We have a tavern. They can stay there. It's their home. It's our home, so we don't. They'll be fine there.
Okay. I look at. I'm like, Gloria's family. You're welcome to stay for a meal. Willing to sort this out as a group.
I mean, granted, the Chasers have been quiet as of late, but we're certain they will be fine if they go back to the tavern. We're certain that they won't be accosted, stole away into the night again, only so that we can be, running after them again? Is this the most poignant and wise course of action we could possibly come up with?
Can we have this discussion somewhere inside?
Yes, this is.
Oh, you guys you're inside the courtyard.
Yeah, I know. I still.
But let's move somewhere.
I basically grab a servant and say, give them a meal. Just take the family, so we can. All right, fine. Percy has run off to join the Chasers. Presley. And all right, that's a thing. And you had to deal with Makia this morning. What is that?
It's really nothing. I mean,
okay, when you say it's nothing, it's a lot and it's bad. So.
What?
Yeah, that opposed roll, I'm just going to say went badly for you, Malma. So let's just leave it at that. I'm not even going to make you roll for that because Savoy's not buying that exactly.
Alicia, why don't you join the family and have yourself a meal while I clear this up with my anchors, as you so kindly put it. Go on.
Why didn't you say it in front of them?
No, I'm saying it in front of them.
Let's. I could use a drink. I don't know about anyone else. It's not even noon yet. By the way, Captain, good to have you back. As she takes
I missed you too, Alicia.
Just shakes her head and goes off into the.
I'm really hoping she means anchor as keeping your ships, you as a ship steady.
No.
And not to, she went the other way.
That's not what I'm calling any of you. And Alicia knows it, and I need you all to know it, that I like you, and it's being a problem to me because I'm a ship captain and I got shit to do, and you're keeping me back because we're dealing with all of this crappy stuff on land, which I'm enjoying, and it's pissing me off. But anyways, about Makia. Hey, do you want to try this dessert? It is super good. Okay, she looks at some wine, she's like, okay.
Priorities.
Lady Makia has just a small delivery to be done in Summit, just nothing major or alive in a box thumping without air holes, nothing like that. But
Very subtle.
yeah, thanks. It's the storyteller in me. They're great details. Why would you keep them back? So the box is on my ship, and it is bothering me.
Okay, so Summit, we wanted to go there anyway to look around.
So you will come.
Was
I didn't
there a
even have
doubt?
to ask. Well, I don't know. You're all.
I'm happy to come because it's part of what Maddox has asked for. I'm not speaking for Everest or Laureate.
Oh, I'll go. I'm interested. It's been a while since I've passed through Summit.
I'm happy to go. There's just one thing I just got to make sure that they're settled in back home, and I think
actually,
I have an
why don't
idea.
we take them with us so we can keep an eye on them in the ship.
I don't know. I feel like they should stay here. I don't want to take them to Summit. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't probably deal with Presley.
Is there a place where you can leave him a message of support or something, rather than go chasing
to be
him down
honest,
with it?
he's hated me ever since the event 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate. Yeah.
Oh,
And
well, okay. Well,
I haven't
was
been
not
able to
aware of
get
that.
through to him, or at least nothing I say seems to change it. Which is
Probably
why
not
I
try to
think
go
we
on.
should. We may have to have someone else look into this for us while we go do this job with this package. And I think I know the perfect person to ask.
Who's
Yeah.
that? Who are we going to
Admiral
go a
Rhea
favor to now?
is currently available. I'm sure she doesn't want to sit around in her place doing nothing all day.
That's
She
not the
knows all
worst
the
thing.
players. She can get in contact with people in military order in case anything needs to be organized.
She may have a few strings to pull in getting a search party if necessary.
Exactly.
Quick question. How long does it take us to get to Summit and back?
It's an excellent question. John, how long would that take us?
It'll be about a week's travel.
About a week's travel. There you go.
One way, so week out, week back.
So, while you were gone this morning, small issue. The Vice Admiral Bannock contacted us and asked if we would be willing to assist in helping a high-level chaser person defect, and he will only, or they will only, defect to the heroes of Gelspar. Of course, this is a trap, but we said yes, we would help, and gave an opening gambit to see where they we told them to meet us outside the sun.
We
Sun.
knew we knew you would approve. You love traps. It's great. It's wonderful.
I mean,
the sun chamber, and we haven't heard back from it. And so timing is going to be very interesting here. If nothing else, we need to let Bannock know that we're going to be gone for at least 2 weeks.
We might be able to at least wait to leave docks for another day or so. If we have to stock up, probably do a couple of repairs won't hurt. I mean, she hasn't been getting a steady amount of repair, and I've got a bit of money I can put on her right now to just make sure she gets there and back in one piece.
Well, this thing that's in the box that is alive.
Yeah.
How sturdy is that box?
Yeah, I assume that Lady Makia wants it to get there. She said that she wasn't in a huge hurry for it to leave, sure, not to be associated with her, but she didn't say it had to go right away. She was willing to wait for the cupcake when I thought it would take at least a few days for the cupcake to be back in port. So the box seems sturdy enough. There's no air holes, and there's definitely something in there. It taps when you thap. It's very disturbing.
So it's probably not a person, otherwise they'll be dead by the time we get there.
Again, whatever it is, I'm guessing it's some kind of illegal creature that she's decided to send to summit somewhere. I should probably say also that she did ask about what was happening in your house, but I sidestepped that with my charm and wit. Also, she did mention that she wanted me to keep an ear out for anything happening, especially Rift Mage involved coming to Adriel while in Summit. So that sounds like it's going to be terrible. We should just drop the box and run.
Well, that's a conversation for on the way. All right, order of business. Laureate, what do you think?
I think we need to reopen the Silver Traveler, at least in case he comes back. Can't keep it closed up. I'd rather have him know at least there's a home for him.
If he decides he doesn't like being with the Chasers?
Yeah.
Well, that is one way to do it. If your family is willing to take that risk, knowing that they could in fact still be a target, it would be good for Admiral Rhea, to have someone to interface with if she is going to be looking for Percy, and there's no guarantee that she's going to.
Presley.
May I make a suggestion? This is none of my business how you deal with your family, Laureate, but Valerie is pretty hurt and worried about her brother, and I'm afraid if we leave her here, she might try to go after him herself and get herself into trouble. So if we leave, even if we leave the others here, we might want to at least bring her with us, and a change of scenery might do her some good too.
Probably a good point.
Could use another deckhand. I don't see some void cleaning the decks.
No.
Okay, I'll talk with Ali and Liddell, just see what they think.
All right. So that means you need to talk to your family, and then get a message to Admiral Rhea. We need to get a message to Vice Admiral Bannock. You need to give us a timeline for when the cupcake will be ready. Everest, what am I missing?
Well, why are kids so much trouble? Do not say anything. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, well, if you think of something while we're doing, please speak up, because somebody's curiosity is going to get the best of them, or the creature's going to break. that was downstairs.
You sure it's not breaking out already?
Maybe.
I thought I heard a whale exhale over there. My goodness.
That was something downstairs. There was no shot of pain, so we're okay.
Okay.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea though if somebody magically inclined wouldn't mind having a look at that box. It might have magical defenses or builds for all I know. I can't read these things. I know it was wood. I know it had a lock I could probably open. I'm not sure I want to though.
No. Especially if you don't want to mess around with mafia stuff anymore than you have to.
I know great desserts though. Don't worry. The Veneer household will always be my favorite. Okay. How many days do you think we need in town? A couple of days? Would that work?
I guess it'd depend on how long the repairs take.
Well, I mean, I can make the repairs last longer if we need longer, my friend. Or I can make them last not at all.
If you're going to let Presley figure things out on his own and come back to his family on his own, and us take his sister, then we don't need to waste any extra time. We need to... It's back to Bannock. If Bannock has already moved quickly on this chaser thing, otherwise we can tell him to slow it down. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
If I may, again, unwarranted opinion. You don't need to listen to it, but Presley's in a situation where he's found something to believe in. And in my experience, whether it's a relationship or a cult or a faction, when people find those, they get themselves in deep and very deep. And the longer they stay there, the more encroached they become. When they realize it's time to break out, they don't often make it out alive. I doubt the chasers would just let him go at any point.
Well, then we tell Admiral Rhea when she gets a hold of him, she chucks him in safekeeping.
Break his legs too so he can't escape.
You know, that might be enticing. I don't think that would be the best thing to do to endear Presley to us thinking of his well-being.
I bow to your greater knowledge here. Well, let me talk to Alicia about what repairs we actually need to do, if any. And if you're not worried about, if you can find out if we've heard anything we need to do before we leave town.
My only other concern about going down this avenue is what if our potential lead into the chasers dries up and Bannock, we're going to be gone for not an insignificant amount of time. What if this lead all of a sudden dries up within the interim period? That's problematic.
Well, that's why we need to go talk to Bannock and get a timeline, because we have a thing to do. And like Laureate said, she'll talk to Rhea, and Rhea can start looking for Presley, get information on where he is and what he's doing.
Right.
But he did leave of his own free will.
True.
And while I am loath to abandon the kid to his stupidity, there are a number of different things that we have our attention.
As much as I want to, every fibre of my being wants to go out and help him, after everything else that's happened, I have to resist that urge. It's hard, actually. Which is why I think...
It is hard.
And to be honest, I don't really know much about Presley's life. Everything that I do, I've mainly been around Valerie rather than Presley. So I don't honestly, I don't know much what he does. I just see him around the inn in the we ever talk, he's always yelling at me. Which is why I don't think it's probably a good idea if I do anything here.
Ask Rhea to find out where he is and what he's doing, and if we need to get him a note or need to extract him ourselves in the future, we can do that.
There's another way too. That you guys can just consider too, is you don't need to come with me to Summit. This is Marie smiling. This is terrible. You don't need to come with me to Summit. I mean, I go there, I come right back, I'm doing Makia's bidding, and then I'll come back and find you. But if there's too much keeping you here, I can take the cupcake and go.
The only thing that's keeping us here is figuring out the timeline to do this chaser thing for Bannock.
You really want to come to the skies, don't you?
I would not mind leaving Adriel for a little bit. Also, I would like to go to Summit and see if we can poke around a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. I'm sure us showing up is gonna shake some trees.
Oh, I've been in Summit a couple of times. It's been fun. I'm sure you have as well.
It's been a while, but yes. I think, though, that if something's going to shake free, all of us need to go. Because then we're the group that the heroes of Gelspar showing up to make a delivery.
Just to be real clear, I'm not super fond of being spotlit. So you be the heroes of Gelspar, I'll be the crew. It's fine. I prefer keeping on the down low, if you will.
Yeah,
the
you
whole
disappear into a crowd, Mama. Absolutely.
The whole spotlight thing's not really my style. It's crimping me a
You
little
don't
bit.
stand out at all. You make no waves.
I know, I try. I've worked hard at it.
Nondescript.
This is
This
exactly
your watchword.
all
Yeah.
you see is Everest's face. Like,
Thank you for understanding. I appreciate it. You really see
Right.
what I'm trying to do.
I understand. Okay, well then let's do the following. Laureate, how do you want to contact Rhea? Do you want to send her a message, or do
I'd
you
rather
want to...
speak to her directly.
All right. So I don't want you going alone. Take someone with you. Also have a conversation with your family.
Yeah, I need to settle them down back in the tavern first, and then I'll probably go speak to Rhea afterwards.
And whoever you don't take will come with me to go talk to Bannock. So that is a plan. We'll see how long it lasts.
Sounds good.
I gotta just get Alicia kind of moving too before I go. But I'm happy to go wherever. It's all just wonderful. It's just great.
Well, at this point,
Savoy, I wouldn't mind asking you a couple questions if you don't mind, if we go together.
of course, I'm now looking at Laureate and Everest, knowing that means it's the two of them going together. And when's the last time the two of them went out by themselves and didn't get in trouble?
Oh, that's a good point.
Let's not say that out
We'll
loud.
be
I'm just
fine.
simply
We
distracted.
haven't been. I think the chasers are not going to attack us in the street.
We haven't been accosted in 2 days. Surely nothing can go wrong.
hey, how can you not trust this face?
Exactly.
I am affronted and appalled that you would think Everest would possibly get into trouble.
Well, then it'll be a good test. Let's see if you two can go deal with Rhea without setting anything on fire or being kidnapped again.
Oh, he's gonna fail miserably. Why would you even take my word for it?
Well, I mean, Savoy, I am your bodyguard. You did hire me for that
yes,
duty.
And I need you also to talk to Bannock. And if he starts asking specific ship things, you need to be able to answer them.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Okay, so hold on. Seems you got marching orders.
Splitting the party. Nothing can go wrong.
As I said in chat, by your own volition too. Exactly. But first, Laureate needs to talk to the fam and kind of show them
I'm gonna
out,
take them back to the Silver Traveler and let them settle back in, and then talk to them there.
So it's Laureate and Everest
and the family,
and Malma and Savoy.
Yeah.
What could possibly go awry?
I'm just gonna have a quick chat with Alicia before sending her on her way.
Okay, so all right. Laureate, is everyone walking back to the Traveler's Rest, or are you gonna
probably walking? I mean,
borrow? Okay.
There's a lot of us and a lot of cargo. They've probably got lots of stuff to carry. Maybe
they kind of left in a hurry, so they brought really what was truly important to them. So it's, I mean, yeah, which would mean a carriage would probably actually a little bit more comfortable because they can store their crap on top. But it's up to you. It's up to you.
There's only one carriage. I think the Savoy's only got one carriage, I think.
No, the household has a couple.
The household has a couple. I've just basically been sort of given one at this point because it keeps getting covered in blood.
You're probably going to take your carriage. I don't really want to ask. I'd rather just walk. I feel like walking.
Like I said, it's your call. The family will do whatever you feel is best. They will follow you.
I'm happy to walk it.
Well, Everest, I guess you're happy to walk too. So unless you're going to make some sort of noise about it.
Unless Everest
doesn't care.
Okay, just check.
Don't get kidnapped. God damn it.
I mean, I was gonna say, here's the like in Catland, all you did was walk. There's no carriages.
You're like, you didn't have any domesticated animals, etc., etc. It was too late power. Okay. Yeah. This is nothing for you. It's like this is a job.
My boy's last words to you guys will be, "We'll see you soon. Don't get kidnapped."
Classic advice.
Thanks for tempting fate.
And I'll tell Laureate before she goes, just make sure that when you extend Valerie the invitation to come on the ship, that invitation comes from me. And I would be personally honored if she accepted it.
Sure.
We're going to have a little kid with us. Oh, we're going to have a ward with us. She's not little.
She's 16.
Right. She's, exactly. It's not like, 10-year-old or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Presley, just for reference, Presley's 18. Just for
10 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Presley is 18, which is actually the main reason I'm like, kid is going to go do what kid is going to go do. Because I remember what I was like at 18, now that I was forced to write up my background. So.
All right, let's start with Everest and Laureate first.
Okay, do we get there safely? First question. Instant question.
It is a large group, so it would be quite the difficulty kind of trying to cost all of you. So it's kind of the safety in numbers business going on there. Exactly. Valerie kind of hangs close to you, Laureate, and she looks very forlorn as you're walking along.
I'll kind of just put my arm over her shoulder just to, as we travel across, just to make it
she
feel a bit
leans
better.
her head against your shoulder, like, do you think I did the right thing, Laureate? Telling him, I'm so worried about him.
You did.
I just wish there was something more I could have done while we were out there. But he just didn't want to talk to anybody. I couldn't get him to open up. And I'm his sister. I just feel like I failed him.
Wasn't you that failed him. It was me.
You're not, I mean, she looks at you and goes up to you like, I mean, don't take this the wrong way. You're practically like family to us, but you're not family. I'm his family. You have done everything you could for us out of the goodness of your heart. And I understand where you're coming from, but forgive me for being blunt, but it's not quite the same thing. You had your own thing to rebuild. You had your own life to live. You couldn't spend it taking care of us. You already set us up for success with with the Silver Traveler. What more could you be expected to do?
I just feel responsible, and I don't think it will ever go away, but I honestly don't know at this stage, after everything that's happened recently. Am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing?
You've always done right by us. That hasn't changed. I mean, you could have just dumped us all back in the traveler and said, well, you're just going to take off with your friends. But you didn't. You're trying to bring help. You're still trying to help him. Even though I'm sure if you gave him the option, he'd, turn it down and spit at your feet probably, but that doesn't matter. He's lost. He needs our help, whether he knows it or not.
I understand.
And I thank you for wanting to help him still, even after how mean he's been to you.
Well, I learnt the hard way that probably shouldn't put everything on your own shoulders. I feel like he might be doing that as well.
Or just wanting to stand on what he thinks is his own 2 feet, but joining those people, that's not doing that. That's getting sucked into something terrible. Giving yourself over to evil, badness.
Well, we don't know yet. I'd rather wait and see what he says about it than speculate.
And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. Let's leave it at that. Everest, anything you wanted to bring up or add to the conversation? They're not speaking particularly quietly or anything. It's
Well, as he was listening, he would probably comment on the fact that, Presley is young and inexperienced, had no power previously, and would do whatever he could to protect his family. What better way to protect his family than getting involved with a organization that has so many fingers and so many pies? His heart might be in the right place, but he may be still misguided in his execution, as it were.
And here, actually, Liddell speaks up at your words. It's like, look, begging your pardons, Everest, right?
Yes.
And don't take offense at this, but I can tell from your accent you ain't from around here, so don't take my words unkindly. Chasers are a better word for our parasites. They take and only take and take and take until whatever they're taking from can no longer give anything, and then they either destroy it entirely and move on to the next thing, or leave it to just be destroyed by the city. Him joining them, if he kind of winces at that, if he did, it's entirely for himself. He's not thinking of us at all anymore. Now, I hope Valerie's correct, because I hold on to that same hope that he ain't doing that he hasn't done it. But the conversation we had back on the cupcake leads me to believe that it's possible exactly what happened. So whether your friend can help us out here and find him, I don't know, but him joining them is not done out of any goodness of his heart, that I can tell you. It's not that he's a bad kid, it's just that he didn't want to be at the Travelers. He didn't think that was for him, but he didn't know what he wanted. So this is a chance for him to do something else. But I don't think he understands the consequences of his actions.
If that is the case, then we would need to offer him something different, something else to change his mind, as it were.
And Liddell kind of thinks, it's like, I think you're right. Arlie and I have been putting everything we had into the Silver Traveler thanks to Laureate to make it successful. And I guess with Valerie on the track to the academy, it's possible we didn't quite sit down with him and see what he actually wanted to do. We kind of maybe made assumptions about what he might have wanted to do as well, and that may have been a mistake on our part.
Does he have any natural talents that you are aware of that we could perhaps play on?
Hasn't shown much of an aptitude. I mean, he does everything at the tavern passably well, but there's nothing he really excels at, but it's tavern work, so what are you gonna do? He's a fair cook, he's a fair bartender, he's a fair cleaner, but those are not anything I think he really wants to aspire to. I'm just not sure we ever sat down and had the conversation with him. We were so kind of focused on making sure Valerie had what she needed. Like I said, we made the assumption he would take over for us when we retired, if that was an option.
And he's never shared any personal interest of anything else other than the tavern work to you?
I mean, he always liked hearing the stories of when ship crew came in. It never... Maybe? Possibly something with airships? I just don't know. It's like I said, it's not something we working from near dawn to dusk, keeping the rest running. It doesn't leave a lot of time for idle conversation. But in looking back, maybe that was our mistake.
Well, perhaps, but it's all our mistake now. We need to rectify this quickly.
But I like your idea about asking him actually what he wants to do and seeing maybe he wants to, I don't know, join the order or sign on with a ship crew or something, see part of some of the world, more of the world than he's seen. All he's seen is the four walls of the tavern, which I can see how that'd get a little closed in day after day, month after month, year after year. Tavern's doing well enough. If we had to hire help, we could do so now. It's on its feet. We're known in the neighborhood, so maybe it's time to give him a little bit more, assuming we get him back, free reign and see what he can do outside of the Silver Traveler.
Well, that's a discussion for when we find him. That's the first thing we need to do.
Yep. For sure. Laurie, you think your friend the Admiral can do that?
I think she'll help us.
I hope so. Well, let me know if there's anything we can do to help too.
I think just get the Silver Traveler up and running again, and just let it be known that it's reopened. Hopefully that might be enough to make him come back.
Maybe, but since
I don't think he's going to have great interest in heading back to the tavern.
Yeah,
I hate to say this and agree with Arlie, but I really don't think that is going to be the first place he's going to randomly go.
Considering he'd been taken to spending more and more time outside of it whenever he wasn't working, it seems unlikely he'd return there all that quickly. But on the off chance that we're wrong, absolutely, I'm looking forward to getting back there and opening it back up for the neighborhood. And who knows? Maybe he had a change of heart. So unless there's anything anyone else wants to say, the rest of the walk over there will pass in relative silence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
The stuff I want to do in the tavern. So, once we get there.
It passes without, you reached it without incident. It's not a problem. And it is untouched. It looks like, the exact same as when you left it. So, unlock the door, I presume, etc., right?
There were a few less of the long-lasting meats and other fruit veg, as we used it for a party. So
yeah, which is probably a good thing since it's been closed now. So you might have to go through and maybe do a little kitchen cleaning. But
we did the big clean, but
toward that, well, pantry inventory and restocking.
Yeah,
Arlie
restocking
toward that.
I'll have to do all that. Yeah.
No, she's like, let me take care of that. Give her and Liddell holds you back, Lori. Says, let her get to work. It'll help her. You don't got to do that. She'll take care of it. And she moves off. And even though there's a little bit more kind of spring in her step, she's back on familiar ground now. So
the first thing I'm going to do is head upstairs into Presley's room. I want to check the compartments, the secret compartments that I found, which had the pixie dust in it. See if they've been taken.
Yes, it is empty now.
Okay. What? I'm going to put a note in there.
Okay.
I'll tell you the note later, because in general, it's something directed at him, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, we could.
Another time.
Right, that's fine. Okay.
Like an actual handwritten note by me. And then I'll leave it in there. Close it back up, and head over to ask Valerie if she can come up and speak to me in her room.
Oh, sure. Yeah, she trots up to see you there. Okay.
I have a proposal for you, Valerie, if you are interested.
She kind of looks at you, doesn't kind of go on without saying anything, but yeah.
It's still a little bit left till you can apply for the academy. Malma, one of my companions, she runs the Cupcake. Yes, she owns that ship.
Yeah, I like her. She's very direct.
She offered if you would like to join us on a trip to Summit. And I think it might be a good idea.
Glances over her shoulder. I mean, we can see her. I
know
I would
it'll
love
leave.
to go, having
it would
never
leave
been
them.
there
I
before.
know it would leave Liddell and Arlie short-handed with only Glenn here.
That's what I'm concerned about, and also
I'm going to leave them
they've gone through.
I'm going to leave them some additional funds in order to hire an extra person to replace you. I feel like you need to go out and see other parts of the world of Axia, and not fall under the same, not get stuck into it like I did with the academy. We can bring some books along in order to continue your studies. In fact, I would love it if you could have a project that you can help me work on while we are traveling.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful, Laureate. When would you be leaving?
Probably maybe tomorrow or the next day, depending on how long it takes to.
Okay, so it's not immediate. It's not right away.
No.
Okay, because I have to think about it. I mean, look, part of me really wants to just say yes, but I need to think about it. And I think maybe staying here tonight, getting back into kind of, I just need a little bit of time to think about it.
Just let you know, this was Malma formally requested that I ask you if you wanted to come. So.
Aw, that's very sweet of her and very kind. And like I said, there's a large part of me just wants to cast everything away and just go for it. But I feel, and again, she glances over kind of on her shoulder. I feel like I also have responsibilities here that I can't just up and abandon. I'm not an airship captain.
That feeling that you're having right now, that's the feeling that I've had my entire life since the events 10 years ago. All day, every day, it consumes you, and you have to be very careful with it. you should probably, I think is a good idea if you came along.
And how long would we be gone for?
Probably be a week or two.
Oh, it's not terrible. All right, that helps. If it was going to be like a month or more, I'm not sure I could. But if it's a couple weeks, even a couple weeks, that's not too bad. They could probably, especially if you help them hire out more people, you're going to need. Assuming Presley comes back,
I'll pull out a bag and I've got like this. Was it 250 gold in it? This just
Her eyes widen because it's like bulging. Like I guess hiring people won't be a problem.
This should, I think this
Laureate.
should be enough for us to.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll need some funds for ourselves.
Well,
kind of
true. Not gonna. Yeah, but it looks like.
And you know what? I'll let you
covering it.
hold on to our funds if you want to come with us, and I'll.
I don't want to carry all that.
Well, not this. Most of this will stay.
Okay.
Stay with here.
Okay.
We'll take a bit.
Okay.
With us.
All right. Like I said, I want to think about it. I'll let you know tomorrow, for sure.
All right.
And thank you. And if you're heading back tonight, thank Mama for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of her. It'll be so exciting. All right. Okay. So don't get ahead of yourself, Valerie. That's all right. I'm gonna go back down and help them with the opening. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. She dashes forward, kind of gives you a quick hug.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Can you? I would like to speak with Arlen and Liddell first, just to see if they're okay with it. I think it's probably fair that they at least know.
Okay. All right. Sure. That's
You
fine.
should
I'll
just
let
get
you
cleaned
do
up here.
Yeah.
Get a change of clothes.
Ship was fun, but yeah, I could use a bit. Right. I'll just
Get the bath ready. Get the group bath ready. So maybe that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And I'll head out and head down to Liddell and Arlie. And
All right, we're gonna break from you two. First of all, Everest, while this is going on, was there anything you were doing at the inn?
Not particularly. I think he'd be helping out getting everything sorted with Liddell and Arlie.
Right. Right.
Getting all that sorted, and then trying to. And while this is going on, he's thinking about possible avenues to go down to convince Presley that he should turn away from the chasers and maybe choose a different avenue.
Okay. Well, Liddell says, if I'm not mistaken, you're Ardent, right?
That would be correct, yes.
And I think you deal in fire, right?
Specifically, yes.
Well, it usually takes us half a day to get our ovens running and everything up and running. If there's a way you could speed that up for tonight, I would be most grateful.
Yeah, I think I could be coerced into helping in that manner.
That'd be terrific. You got all the fuel you need there. I'll just leave you to it. Let me know if you need anything.
For sure, not a problem. And he would then proceed to get the hearth ready and get everything sorted that way.
Yep. Let's see. There is no such thing. Let's see. You know what? This is gonna fall under. Make me a knowledge roll.
Sure.
Just because to apply to a non-lethal version of your magic, it's maybe a little bit more more tweaks than usual. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Okay.
Oh. We burst down.
You got
Please
this.
don't burn down the Silvertron.
Why did you make him roll?
Well, he had a 16. I didn't.
Does he
think
get
it would be a
advantage
problem.
on making fire? Because he's an expert at making fire.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna say I'm gonna give you advantage on that. Since it's something you do all the time. So let's
Let's give this another go.
yeah. That's.
In case anyone's confused, he's never seen Emberwind first.
So there was a brief flare-up. You kind of didn't really realize the hearth fire was an enclosed space. You got maybe a bit singed, but it was nothing you couldn't handle.
His eyebrows are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. He was kind of checking on it, and woof, kind of a little bit of a backdraft happened. Like okay, but you think you're fine. It's all good. And yeah, pretty much within like the hour, you've got the fire going merrily, and the ovens are practically ready to go, and everything's start, cooking for the evening.
Right.
So, all right. So we're gonna break from you guys and go to Savoy and Mama. So, you guys walking or taking the carriage over to the order headquarters? Carriage. All right, riding in style. All right. I take it. I think I heard something about a conversation on the way over, or something to that effect.
Yes. Well, before we left, I would have just told Alicia to go stock up, do whatever repairs, and
Yeah. She's like, by your leave, I'm gonna provision for.
yeah.
I guess now not as many, so that's a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But she's like, count Valerie among the possible passengers?
Might as well, just in case she decides to try something different.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
serve some good.
if Xena and Yorna have found anyone too, so I'll lay in for an extra couple just in case.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, yep.
All right.
All right, so you're in the carriage, wending your way through the streets toward the Order's headquarters.
Now Malma mentioned that she wanted to ask you a question, Savoy, and she's kind of sitting in front of you, and she's like got her arms crossed, and she's like trying to figure out what to ask, and like it's not coming. Like you haven't often seen Malma hesitate, and she's currently hesitating.
So, Mama, did you actually mean that you wanted to ask me a question, or did you just want to say you wanted to come with me?
No, I mean, I guess I had a question, but I don't want to impose with a question either.
Just be blunt, and I'll tell you if you're imposing.
Oh, wonderful. You saw your
My forte.
I wasn't sure how it was gonna be. You said that you saw your dead husband.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not really.
Okay.
You want to talk about what you saw?
I don't know. Don't talk usually. I do. I'm finding myself with a terrible lack of legs to break, which is hard.
What you saw upset you?
Yes. And
Loved?
yes. And somebody I did not. But they're both dead.
More than one person.
I heard more than I saw only one. I heard another as well.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know much about magic, but I know enough to know that it was obviously some kind of mind magic trick preying on our emotions, which is why I assume your husband that you saw would also have tugged on your heartstrings.
Yes, but if they were trying to get me to go into the fog, they made the mistake of showing me a loved one as I last saw him, which was not a pleasant sight.
No. This might be hard to believe, but I don't have a lot of friends. And I realized that one of the reasons I took the disguise, and you know how things just kind of fall in place sometimes, and what Alicia said earlier about you all being anchors, it's not an insult per se, but it's an insult, and it's about the fact that those people who are land bound, that keep us coming back. And I realized that I haven't been making friends because my last friendship ended very terribly. And I guess I don't want you to die terribly, if that's cool.
Well, I don't want me to die terribly either. However,
Cool.
fate happens. My husband died on a very terrible, unexpected accident in the middle of a farm on the estate. And it was an accident. I appreciate you want to care for us and you want to protect us, and the fact that you saw someone that you cared for, a vision of them, has reminded you that you do care for people, something you've been running away from.
See, the thing is, though, like, I tried to protect her, and it didn't work, and she died, and
that's
like,
why we're not going after Leslie, because we can't protect everybody. That was something I didn't want to actually say in front of Laureate. I probably should have, to remind her that she's not guilty for the death of her friends 10 years ago. But sometimes I, like you, don't necessarily know exactly how to speak to people we like.
You always seem so stoic, though. You always have it stitched up. It's amazing.
Sometimes it's necessary. Perhaps someday I'll tell you about it.
Maybe. You, if I may.
People who live landlocked within particular societies are expected to act in particular ways, whether they like it or not. I've just gotten very good at it.
My friend used to be landlocked too. And she was expected to do things a certain way, and it got her killed in the end.
I am sorry for that.
Me too. I'm glad you're coming on the ship. I am. I think it'll be fun, and it'll be good.
I think it'll be really interesting, and I'm kind of curious as to what's in the box. But I'm going to keep Everest from opening it.
Oh, that's probably for the best. It'd be a terrible idea.
Most likely it is. It's from Lady Makia to Summit. And it has a lot of air holes. And it's moving. We don't want to open it.
Yeah, I guess not.
Because I don't trust her. And if she is working on the fact that, well, you owe her more than one task, don't you?
I owe her 3.
All right. Well then. And this is number 1.
Yes.
This is number 1?
It is number 1. Yes, she asked me to spy on your family long before I order anything. She just sort of accosted me as soon as she got my ship when I first arrived here. So it's just not that you know.
She's very good at that.
We all have our strengths.
Okay, so, well then it probably isn't completely dangerous because you still owe her.
No, and I know who we're bringing it to. I actually know the contact in Summit. So
that's kind of startling. So it might even be almost legit?
Well, depending on how you use the word legit, yes.
Oh, it's one of those contacts.
I mean, it's a very legit establishment. They know a lot of things and they're willing to share for the right price.
Life is a gamble, and we're going to continue gambling because if we don't, it's going to be boring and it's going to be staid, and you're going to, rather than living, you're just going to wait to die. So I appreciate having met you and Laureate and Everest, even if sometimes it is inconvenient.
Being called
sometimes a little inconvenience is good.
That's true. That's true.
So we just need to see if the Vice Admiral is going to make our lives extremely complicated or not.
I can't wait to see it. It's always an interesting new day, isn't it?
Well, in the last month, yes.
You should probably know something else about the cupcake since you're going to come on board and we're friends.
All right.
I smuggle people, mostly. I just want you to know that.
Really? Willing
I do.
people or unwilling people?
Willing. They need to get out of a situation. I get them out. No questions asked.
Are you going to have any of these people on board while we're going to summit?
Maybe, and won't it be great? We could have some extra friends.
Or extra people chasing us?
No, my crew will vet them. They're not nobles. These are handmaidens or servants or people stuck in bad marriages that just need to get out of wherever they are. Sometimes there's people who pay. My crew might be a little bit on the soft side because they usually come back to me with people who need a quick escape, no questions asked, and a little bit of money to get them started again in a new life somewhere else, which is, a little something we can provide. So just...
Is this just between you and I, or are you going to let Lori and Everest know?
I'm going to see if they can guess first. It's going to be fun. I wanted to tell you because I feel like I owe it to you to be partially honest. I mean honest.
Thank you for the attempt. Or partial. Or...
Plausible deniability is not going to be a bad thing for you at the end. But I thought you might like to know this at least so you can feel good about the cupcake.
I feel good about the cupcake anyway. I started learning how to steer.
Ooh, wonderful.
Navigate. You were teaching me that.
Yes, and we can continue the lessons in the sky. Alicia is quite a good teacher as well. She's taken on most of our deckhands and taught them a thing or two. I've taught them all the good stories. So she doesn't have the vibe, when it comes to telling them. She makes them all so realistic.
Hopefully, I will the windswept lass.
Yes, that's a fine ship with some repairs, but a fine ship.
All right, well, are there any other secrets I need to know?
Oh, probably. But I mean, who's got the time?
Well, once we're in the air, we're going to have plenty of time.
Yes, we will. But I mean, I don't want to overshare with you here. I just wanted you to know that we might have other passengers. They're not bad people. They're just good people trapped in bad situations, or bad people trapped in bad situations who need to get out regardless. And that there's the thing in the box is probably what we should mostly be worried about.
Yeah, I am worried about that. I make no bones. That thing is, just based on description, worrisome. Very worrisome.
It seems nice though. Like it doesn't thump for no reason. It answers.
Have you attempted to communicate with it?
I thumped and it thumped back. That's as far as that got. I didn't want to get too personal with the cargo.
Okay. Well then, we won't mention this to anybody else.
Perfect. Thank you. I just wanted you to know, and also you to know that if ever you want to talk, I am good at talking. Listening.
Perhaps.
Thank you.
Maybe when we're not actually being chased or shot at, or actually that's never going to happen. So.
Yeah, exactly. Seize the moment, my friend.
Maybe when we have time.
Sounds good. Sounds fun. Or maybe when you're drunk. I mean, later. Yes.
Perhaps. Depends on who's around.
Sounds good.
Let's go talk to Vanek.
And conveniently, as it were, your carriage arrives at the Order headquarters.
And we get out.
Yeah, pretty much ushered straight in, like they were waiting for you or something. Yes.
Oh dear.
Or something. Actually, yeah, they leave you like, wait, did you got the come this way? The guard's gotta look at you a little askance. And
Smile mysteriously and keep my head high and walk.
okay, all right. Comes into his crowded office, and he looks up like, looks at the guard like, we just sent him out 5 minutes ago. He's like, did you already get our message?
No.
You came here on your own.
Yes.
All right. He signals the guy to close the door behind him. Yeah, that we have news.
Okay.
So wait, why are you here first?
To give you a timeline and to get a timeline. So what is the timeline?
Quicker than we would have liked. So the message that came back was the transfer must be as soon as possible, maybe compromised, cannot do it at the Sun Chamber.
Right.
Too public.
Right.
Red Market.
Oh my god.
Anything and everything can happen in the Red Market.
Indeed, and you'd be going in there. We could do undercover,
And
but if
when
the Order's presence is uncovered, it would be very bad.
right,
Not
but,
impossible, but bad.
but when does this have to happen? He said as soon as possible. Did he give us date, time, anything?
He was saying within the next 24 hours.
Well, that's convenient since we are going to be in port for another 48 hours and then gone for a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, then this actually works out, because if you were going to be going and they wanted to delay it for some reason, I would have had to push it to get this. Assuming this isn't a trap, as you said, if this is even remotely on the up and up, we have to try to get this person out of there as soon as possible.
Do we have a name, a description, anything at this point?
They've still been playing it unfortunately, very cagey. The bad part is they say they know you. And all efforts to try to get some sort of identifying features or something to say have been, they deem it too risky. Let's put it that way. And they're not giving us information that we can use, which of course I'm sure you're as thrilled about that as I am.
Mama, who do you know in the Red Market beyond Hobbs? Because I don't want to talk to him right now.
I mean, I assume I have some contacts there, John, or
Oh, sure.
I've got a few people I know there. We could kind
You got a
of
sailmaker or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a clothes merchant you've dealt with a couple times.
Oh, nice.
Okay, don't we just tell him to go there and we'll pick him up from there?
I don't like that clothes merchant that much, for sure. Overcharged me last time.
That was a secondary if it gets burned down.
Well, is the clothes merchant going to... Well, they're not going to know. It's going to be a dead drop where they just happen to be there.
Correct.
You folks go in there and grab them. But is the clothes merchant going to talk about this to anybody? If someone else were to come sniffing around, are they going to be a problem?
Not for the right amount of money.
Okay.
Silence can be bought.
How much do you think this will cost?
I mean, I'm not actually sure, John. What would make sense for a bribe? Like a table talk here.
You're the ship captain who deals in these kind of quasi-legal business dealings, so you have to give me a number.
And their business has been kind of getting an idea of what's what here. Their business has been not doing that great lately, because quite frankly, a bit of a shoddy workmanship sometimes. You could probably get 200 gold. You can probably get a silence.
100 gold. I could buy a shop in the Red Market, for God's sake.
Well, that's probably what he wants to do. He wants to close it, retire, and get out.
Oh my God. I can't authorize that much.
Can't go up to 100.
I'm sorry?
You start with 50, let them come back with a number, do a top level of 100.
I think we start and end with 50. And Malma, use your unique persuasive abilities to make sure that they keep their mouth shut.
I know a few gossip things about them. I could probably buy their silence with 50 gold pieces, and
that
I don't want to break
that I can
back.
do. Okay.
I wanted to take a bit off the top of what I mean. No, that sounds reasonable.
Hey, there's a negotiator's fee here. So.
You think I do this for free?
No, you could get it for 20 and keep 30. Depends on how it's.
Good Lord.
All right.
Much as they make it a month, probably, or two. All right. No, never mind. It'll be worth it. Assuming this pans out.
What time is it actually?
Of day? Well, you guys left in the morning. It's like mid-morning now.
Tell them tomorrow noon. I'm in good assume.
Yeah, okay. If we could, let's see if we can stretch it to that. They may come. Keep in mind, they may come back and want to do something at like dawn, before maybe even the shop opens. But look, well, let's try tomorrow noon. See what they say. Go from there. That sounds good to me. And in the meantime, that'll give me enough time to get some customers in the market that won't be too obtrusive. Taking an awful big risk. I hope. I know this is going to turn out badly. He just kind of looks to the ceiling, but we have to follow up on it.
This is a trap. You know this is a trap. The question is, how bad is it of a trap, and can we get out of it? And can we get this person out of it, whether they know they're the bait or they are the lure?
Well, that is the big question, isn't it? So yeah.
So, and our intent is to do what? Take him with us as we leave, or
If you can, yes.
well,
Assuming there is even a target in the first place, make contact with them, get them out of there alive.
and they know
got-
me, they know Mama, or they know us.
They just spoke to every time they mention it's the heroes. I assume they know all four of you.
It's such a trap.
Yeah. I mean, probably. Let's be honest, Mama. Yes.
It's a 90% trap, but it's that 10% that
Wait, what'd you say?
it's 90% a trap, but it's that 10%.
Honestly, I'm thinking more 95.5, but it's even that 5%. Yeah.
Oh, you've gone up. He started with 80.
I know. It just keeps getting worse and worse. The lack of concrete details. I mean, yes, we are setting up. Well, no, they said the market. We're setting up within the market, but the market's the market. You could be surrounded by like 10 freaking assassins on all sides of you and not even know it until they spring their trap.
I wonder if I
So,
could drop a message to a friend. Okay. Well then, tell them noon. Send a messenger when they tell us a different time.
You know, considering how fast they've gotten back to us, you'll probably hear from us before the end of the day.
That's
I
good.
would
That means
stick around your house for now, or be somewhere where you can be found easily. Leave word at the. Well, we can just leave it at the. We'll leave it word at your compound, at your house, because it won't be till noon. Or I'll push for at least not today, but at least like even if it's after midnight or 1 a.m. tomorrow, I don't think it's gonna be that early. We'll see if we can get that to a more reasonable hour.
Okay.
And certainly not in darkness. I don't want anyone to be in the red market after dark unless you have a really good reason to be there.
Night market is not exactly.
Kind of raises an eyebrow. You've been?
I've heard.
Okay, yeah.
It's not that bad. It's just so many
Kind
bad
of looks at you.
options.
Okay, I don't want this conversation going any further.
All right. Well, thank you.
I do not need to haul Mama in for something. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't need to turn you over to the ballasts either. Okay.
I know.
All right. You guys know what you need to do. Our messenger will be there as soon as we have a reply. Once again, thank you on behalf of the city for taking this on. It's a very thankless task.
You happen to have a ballast that you trust?
How do you define trust?
Like, if something happens and they call for the game, I want to be able to say, I'll play the game with a certain ballast.
Oh. Well, I suppose you kind of think for a bit. I mean, there's none of the ballasts I trust 100%. But if you do get into where you have to call for one, then call for Jesselyn.
Jesselyn? Okay. All right.
She'll be as fair as she can be within the strictures of the market.
I look at Mama and like, we do not want to have to play the game, and we do not want to have to call for a ballast.
Hey, you know what?
Ideally, no one would even know you'd been there in the first place, if that's even possible.
In my experience, sometimes getting thrown in jail for a little bit gives you just a time to reflect and collect your thoughts.
Ballasts are not jail. They're the ones who run the red market.
Oh,
There is no jail in the red market. Let me put it this way. We at the Order have never been able to find out what happens to those who have sentence passed upon them in the red market. They just disappear. And that's it. It doesn't matter if they're a noble, a chaser, a commoner, they just vanish.
I'm Okay with that mystery. I'm okay with not figuring that out.
Well, we'd rather not have you become the next one, please. None of you.
Oh,
So please approach this with all the caution you can possibly muster.
and if we can't, we'll just set Everest on everybody.
That's not what I'd call approaching with caution, from what I've heard.
Well, like I said, if we can't, then we'll just set Everest. But we will try and be cautious, and we will
Okay.
try and get out of there before they catch us, before they
Okay.
bring the trap that is surely waiting for us.
Yep, that's all we can ask, I guess.
I would say if you don't hear from us, that's good news, but
I wouldn't consider that to necessarily be the case.
we may not have time to stop and send you a message.
Well, if you're on an airship or something, for God's sake, just drop a message on the roof of the headquarters of the order. You could do that.
Can Cupcake buzz the order? That would be funny.
I mean, it would be highly irregular. We usually control our airspace very, very strictly to prevent that kind of thing. But I could make an exception during a certain window of time if that's the only way you can get us any kind of a notice.
We'll leave you a message at the port. How's that?
Yeah.
I don't want.
We'll do what we can. I'm just tweaking you because,
Okay.
you know, tomorrow's going to be exciting.
Although I am very tempted to have the cupcake buzz over town, I'm not sure that's quite the visibility my ship wants or needs.
True.
Also true. All right. Probably a message at the port. You could leave a message at the port authority, come to think of it.
There you go.
That will make its way here. Okay. All right. I'll be in touch.
Thank you. And then we wander out.
Yep.
Get in the
All right.
cave.
And you're heading back to your place, I take it, right?
That's true. As far as I know, we don't have anything else we have to do.
Okay.
On the way back, I would just mention to Savoy, kind of like when we're really close, too close for her to like overly question me. I would tell her, I should probably also let you know before we go to Summit, that the less known it is that I'm there, the better it is sometimes, because it's just, just maybe like when I say to down low, let's go for the down low. You be in the spotlight if you want, but
We'll do what we can, but your ship is not like it's pink.
just the logo. and one of the cells. But it matches.
Okay, want it to be quiet. Obviously, something happened in Summit. We will keep it quiet.
No, it wasn't Summit. It's just it depends who's around and stuff. So just the whole heroes thing is really cute, but not my thing.
Casual, get in there, drop off the moving living box, and then leave.
Yes. The whole hunting for political information for Makia is not super interesting. How do you feel about being gone from Adriel longer than 2 weeks? Just asking. It's just a question.
Are you telling me that that's a possibility or a probability?
I mean, you know me enough to know right now that my planning doesn't always end up exactly where it's supposed to be, and when we're all together, it seems to get even worse. Just things pile up.
Okay.
So, I'd plan for it.
Okay, I will just let my sister know that it may be a while.
Awesome. Just throwing it out there. And also, there's a couple of cool sites, we could go visit while we're out and just have some fun, see some people.
You need to go by Eunice and look for that thing that you owe Hobbs.
Oh, Hobbs.
Right.
Yes.
I was thinking about sending Talon a message with some coin.
Both of you make me a focus check.
Oh, let's see how we do here.
Oh,
Yes, they're gonna get ambushed. It's not
They're gonna get ambushed. Yeah, that'll be fun. Where am I?
Eris and I are high-fiving. Yeah!
We never get ambushed. It's you two that get ambushed. I've thrown Savoy off her game with my weird questions, but
Yeah,
I'm
she's
focused.
like, I do want to talk. You know, I weird
Nat
it out.
20.
And
Yep.
I'm like, I wanted to send somebody a message.
Go fail.
So she's thinking about that. It's like, oh, I was going to do this. And so it's funny that you mentioned, Mama, you wanted to bring this up while you were close to the estate, right? Well, you thought you timed it right, and you're thinking, hey, we should be home by now, but the carriage is still moving.
Oh.
Yeah. And you were pretty sure, like, we are supposed to be a minute away. We just turned down that street, and it's right here. And you guys have been talking for several minutes now, and the carriage hasn't stopped yet.
Savoy, I'm pretty sure we should be home by now because I tried to time this so you couldn't really ask questions.
I love the church to see where we are.
Yeah, you know, in the neighborhood, you're past your house by several blocks now.
Do you need a carriage person?
We need to bail.
Sure, sounds fun.
Okay, so you try to open the doors, which open outward, and they don't open.
I have faith.
And you hear a familiar voice from up top. Let's say, "Good afternoon, ladies." And speak of the devil, it's Talon.
Oh, great.
Your driver is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them that a little bit of sleep won't cure. I've been assigned to bring you to someone who wants to talk to both of you. So please relax. Don't try anything. I'd hate to have to chase you down.
All right.
We'll be at our destination shortly. You can have your conversation with said person, and then you'll be on your way.
Okay, well, are you up for business?
Depends on what the business is. We can talk.
Yeah, well-
Slows the carriage down a little bit.
Well, it depends if we survive the conversation.
Well,
Doesn't that mean-
considering it's about a recent job that you haven't been doing, I don't think he's going to start taking pieces off first. That is not my problem to explain. That's your problem to explain.
We are literally trying to get out of here.
Apparently not hard enough.
Well, okay, tomorrow
Yeah.
I would like to hire you to protect me in the red market.
Is Mama not doing the job? I thought she was, bashing everything in sight.
I'm pretty sure she's going to be really busy. And we're pretty sure it's a trap.
Did I hear you say the red market? Did
What?
you say the red market, Jen? I can't remember if you told them where.
I did
or
say
just-
the red market.
You did, okay.
You to protect me in the red market.
But no, wait a minute. This doesn't have anything to do with my current employer, does it?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Unless you're working for the Chasers.
Oh, okay. No, then, all right. Let's talk afterwards. Since I'll be driving you home, we can discuss particulars, but
All right.
shouldn't be a problem, especially after me doing this for him. I'll work some time off.
Okay.
All right, we'll chat afterwards. We were almost there anyways, and the carriage picks up speed again.
Talk fast to Hobbs, because let me tell you, this guy is gonna slow down.
I can handle Hobbs. We're friends. I brought him a lot of what are things? Those things of burritos. I brought him
Kebabs.
Kebabs. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're not in the red market anymore. There's no kebab stands over here. So.
Hey, Talon, we can get Hobbs some kebabs tomorrow in the red market.
That would be a start, but unless they're made of Gravehide War Beast, I'm not sure he's going to be all that interested. All right, we're coming up on it. So, all right, and you pull into another noble's house, the yard or the carriageway of a noble's house that you know these people.
Okay.
It is the Matthias family.
Matthias.
Yeah, Mattias. So they deal in metal work.
Oh,
Fairly, they're like a little bit above your level because metal work is,
yeah,
there's
they
nothing
are.
with wood, but
I also know
yeah.
about the hinges and stuff, so.
Right. And he pulls right over to what would be their carriage house and says, you can get out and head inside, and he's waiting for you.
Okay.
Grouchy is he? pretty grouchy.
He asked me to kidnap you in your carriage and bring you to him, so you take that for what it's worth.
For some people, it's a first date.
Touche.
Okay, that's all right.
So you walk into the carriage house?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and yes, Hob is there,
Mhm.
pacing back and forth. And he sees you two come in. Ah! Cullies, I'm so relieved. I haven't seen you in days. You look, are you well? Are you good? You look well. You look well rested. You look like you've been eaten. Certainly you've been flitting around like social butterflies here and there, hither and yon. Here at the Sun Chamber, here to the order of the military order. And yet, what I haven't seen, after all that I've done for you, is my Gravehide Warbeast. Now, I am a businessman, and I conduct my business in a certain way, so when I uphold my end of a bargain, I expect that bargain, well, I expect the other side to uphold their end of the bargain, and yet, you folks seem to be taking the tour of Adriel without doing what you agreed to do for me. Now, why is that per se?
Because the cupcake, as you know, because you are in the know, was not here. But good news, and I'm glad we saw you today. The cupcake returned just today to port, so we are ready to set off as soon as we do a few repairs and just get our supplies back in. We are going to be heading off to collect your said Gravehide Warbeast soon.
So you have, you kind of cocks an eyebrow. You have a lead on one, do you?
Yes.
We're gonna have to do a bit of research, but yeah, we have some ideas.
We have an idea of where to go. Yes.
We've been flittering about town, so to speak, to find information.
And I'm sorry, I didn't know the Nobles Council was so learned on Gravehide Warbeast. That's amazing. You'll have to put me in touch with their resident zoologist so I can maybe ask them some questions at some point.
Oh, you know him.
Please, Mama, don't bullshit a bullshitter. Flitting around looking for research. My God, woman, you couldn't be any more transparent if you tried.
Okay, there were good desserts to have there. Is that what you wanted to know?
That would have been more reasonable given your sweet tooth, yes.
We did get him.
Look, my patience does not extend forever. You agreed to do a task. That task needs to be done. Otherwise, I would hate to have to rescind my benevolence upon you. I don't think any of us want that. Least of all me. I actually like you guys. You're good for business.
We'll be leaving tomorrow. Sometime.
To do this.
Yes. It'll be one of the things we're doing. Yes.
The first thing you're doing.
We have to get some special netting from Summit first to be able to make sure that we can actually capture this Warbeast and carry it back in one piece. Otherwise, this is all for nothing.
Make a fast talk roll, Mama. At +3.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hey.
Right? He regards you for a good 10 seconds like, well, I've heard they're big. So, and yeah, if you're gonna capture it alive, you probably need something to restrain it. Summit. All right, let me put it this way. Once you leave the city, I better not see you come back without my Warbeast. A live Warbeast. If you do come back without it, well, I can't be held responsible for my next actions. Do we understand each other, Mama?
Yes, definitely 100%. Now, in our original agreement, though, it was like a live Warbeast to the best of our possibility. Otherwise, all of the metal from within the stomach of a Warbeast.
I supplied Ixis to you as requested. The condition was I supplied Ixis, which at that point you were free to do whatever you wanted with her. You get me a live Warbeast. That's the terms. Knowledge of her for a dead one, supplying her, which, as I recall, she made a grand appearance at the Starlight Commons. Live Warbeast. The terms, that is it. That's what I want. That is what you are going to get me.
Yep, no problem.
Otherwise, it will go poorly.
Where should we deliver this war beast?
Once you get said war beast, then a ship will be waiting for you to guide you into Adriel to where I want it to be placed. I will give you the coordinates for it when you have said war beast. Someone will be able to contact you. Don't worry about that part. I'll handle getting into the city. That's my problem. Yours, get me it, subdue it, bring it over here.
All right.
Again, don't come back to the city without it.
Gary.
Cannot be more clear than that.
That is fair. I appreciate that.
I'm very, very glad you do. Savoy, I trust you are in agreement with your bodyguard, captain, dessert eater, whatever the hell she is?
If we're not dead by the end of tomorrow, absolutely.
Well, that'd be a shame.
It would be a shame.
Because I'd hate to have to talk to your sister about the debt you've incurred to me. So, don't get killed.
Well,
I have to collect. It's not my business if you go off gallivant and get yourself killed before you uphold your end of our bargain. So, don't drag your family into this. Be a good kid. All right, ladies, off you go.
Hobbs, do you want to lend us Talon again to keep an eye on us and give us a hand with the war beast?
I have business for him in the city. I can't spare him. Nice try, though.
Well, I want to be as gracious to you as you have been to us.
I am the soul of generosity. Everyone in Adriel knows it.
Yes. The marketing posters help. All right.
Try my patience anymore, Captain. Bring me my beast. Now, get out.
Step out.
Talon's still sitting in the driver's seat of the carriage, kind of shakes his head. I guess it could have gone worse.
yeah, considering it was Mama who made the deal with them, and now he's saying my sister owes them.
Yeah, those things have a way of spreading. It's like lice.
If he thinks I'm tough, he hasn't met my sister. So if I die, you know what?
The problem is, see, it'd be one thing if you were dying while fulfilling his contract, but you said it sounds like you're dying somewhere in the city, which is not fulfilling his contract. So therefore, the terms are still in effect according to him.
Well,
it would be interesting to see him argue that with your sister, but neither here nor there.
Help keep us alive tomorrow.
All right, well, climb aboard and we'll talk.
As we're leaving, I'm keeping an eye out to see, what exactly are Hobbs's security measures? Just out of curiosity. Do I see guards there? Do I see hidden guards? Do I see,
Make me a focus roll at disadvantage.
Let's see how I feel, how focused I am today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, folks, just in case you're wondering, since it is the end of the month, any inspirations could work on this game as well if someone wants to give them to her, but it looks like Mama doesn't really need it.
I'm focused. I want to kill this guy eventually, so I gotta know his security.
So the funny part is you don't see anything. You don't, and you've done enough smuggly, sneaky around things. You know where people be hidden, either on the roof, or maybe someone disguised as a servant, blah blah blah, but with an unobtrusive bulge of a dagger and blah blah whatever. You see nothing. There was him and there was no one in the room, just him and a table. There weren't even any chairs. And Talon's on the carriage. That was it. So unless he had people disguised as horses or something, there was, because that was pretty near even with the penalty. That was just off of a critical. You didn't see anything. You did not see any security, hidden or otherwise, around the courtyard or in the stable house, the carriage house.
Okay, I will keep that to myself, but I am curious now because he's confident enough to do this.
Well, he's in a merchant's house who's a high-level merchant who deals with metal. Killing someone in there would basically be declaring war on that merchant family. That's one thing.
That's not always stopped Malma.
That's fine, but I'm just telling you why Savoy hasn't just flat out tried to kill this guy.
That's fair.
The fact that Talon is right there too, and he can probably
We'll have to think of something, because, yeah, no, he might have to die. Especially if we can't get a great high war piece.
Well, the interesting thing about it is if we get it is how much they're going to unstable and the economy, especially when it comes to Arlen Steel. So that means the nobles will get involved, which should be very exciting indeed to watch.
He's at a metal merchant's house, right? So obviously he's got his...
Yes, but the merchant is not a noble.
No, that's true.
There are 3 levels here, and the nobles, a lot of the nobles are very unhappy with the power the merchants have. That's what the whole thing with Maddox and the Noble Council is out doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be very interesting, and it might actually be something that you can take back to Makia if you need to get out of something.
Oh, smart.
Hobbs is working with the Mateos family, and it's not a secret that he wants a Gravehide War Beast, and it sure as hell's not going to be a secret if we actually manage to get one, because let me tell you, it's gonna be a bit large. Oh God, I hope not. Man, we're gonna have to find something to knock that thing out.
On that note, as Talon is taking you back, and we'll come back to you can have the conversation with him as well. Let's go back to the travelers, the Silver Traveler, and I know that Laureate need to have a conversation with Liddell and Arlie.
Listen, I'm gonna immediately just pull out the giant sack of money, and I'll say,
their eyes both widen like Valerie's did. And Arlie says, I sure hope you're not walking around the streets carrying that, Laureate. It would be very, very
I've been for
dangerous
the last
you.
few days.
Oh my goodness.
This was part of the reward money for Grinder's wanted poster, I guess you could say. I want to have a request, and I don't know if you'll like this, but I would like for Valerie to join me on the cupcake for a little bit as we head over to Summit and possibly somewhere else further away. We'll probably be gone for a few weeks.
They kind of exchange glances, and Liddell speaks first. I take it that's for hiring on some help to, I mean, not all of it, obviously.
I'll
to
take it.
Take care of while she's gone.
There's 250 gold in here. I probably should keep about 50 of it just for traveling, and leave you the 200.
Arlie says, but you're gonna do something about Presley first, right?
I'm gonna put someone onto it that may be able to help. With everything that everything that's happened, and you know as well as anyone, Presley doesn't like me, so it's better. I think it's better if we get someone else to investigate and try and find him. I don't think it's going to be a good idea if I go out there and just look for him.
No. I mean, it was you kind of noticed it was a matter they didn't automatically try to deny your comments that Presley's not fond of you. And
yeah, they would know. It's very obvious. And
yeah, most people even just try to soothe, hurt feelings or whatever, but they kind of didn't. They kind of glanced each other again and didn't really say anything about it. And it's like, can we meet the person you got in mind? Maybe we could tell them about some things about Presley that might help.
It's Admiral Rhea. You remember?
The head of the military order?
Yes, she was. I know her personally after the events 10 years ago, and she's currently not the head at the moment, in a way.
Oh, they kind of, because I don't think they've heard about what.
Yeah, I'll.
Oh.
She's on a temporary leave of absence due to certain events that have nothing to do with anything. but I think she'll help us, and she may come by later to have a talk with you. No more.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for us to sit down. I mean, if she has the time to look into this, that would be great. This is Liddell again, and yeah, if you send her by here, I would tell her as much as we could. If she had any questions she wanted to know about him, or we would tell her everything we could to try and help get him back. So, I mean, if you think she'll do it, sure.
Thank you. This is why I think it's a good idea, and it was actually brought up by one of my party members, that Valerie join us on the cupcake. I have a feeling she may want to try and go and find Presley herself, and that could be quite dangerous, especially if I'm not here. But she'll have a lot to do while we're on the cupcake. It'll be bringing along a lot of work for her, a lot of stuff to study, and I have a few tasks that I want her to work on with me. I feel like maybe finally time to fully open up to her about everything.
Liddell and Arlie look at each other again, and Arlie says, well, she can be just as headstrong as her brother. I mean, my initial thought was to say no, but Laureate, you speak the truth. She might just get a wild hair and go off after him, and I couldn't take it if both of them were gone. Then Ladle says, have you talked to her about this already?
I did. She said she'll think about it and she'll let me know tomorrow.
All right, we'll talk to her tonight. I'm inclined to send her with you. I think it's a good idea to have her away while assuming this can be taken care of, and not have her around, even though she'll probably be worried sick. Yeah, we'll talk to her tonight. Just leave it to us. She should be ready to go in the morning.
So I hope 200 gold should be enough to run for a few months plus extra staff. So.
I make that work for a year with the income we make. So yeah, we'll tuck it away. And don't worry, we'll take good care of it. A couple extra hands won't be a bad thing.
So I'll put it out and just start quickly counting it, just to make sure there's the right. So it's.
So you carve off 50 for yourself.
Yep. And then
200 go back in the sack.
There's still 45 that I gave them from last time, but they probably spent a lot of that. Gave them right after the Girl Spa incident, because we got paid for that.
Right. I mean, they had. I mean, keep in mind the it is a going concern that does take income in, so it's not like they blew through it.
Oh yeah. I'd still want to keep track of how much I give them, because if I ever want to take funds out, at least I know how much I have on for any emergency.
Yeah, that's actually right now they had like 100 on tap here just with profit in general. So adding this makes it about 300. So I'm just like, yeah, we can actually put on enough crew to be fully staffed on till dusk. Yeah, that's going to nip into it, but we'll start making it back right away.
Well, it's your in, so if you ever want to go, if you want to let more people in and let them run, and you just do management back end.
Well, the numbers got to make sense, you know that, but yeah, we'll try running with a little bit more staff. I mean, we ain't going to take it easy, but get maybe a little bit more time would be good.
And how do I say this? There's something I need. This is gonna be it. Say, you know what? I got a better idea. When I come back from the trip, there's something I want to talk to you about. I think I need more time to think on it before I speak about it now. Is that okay?
Kind of puzzled looks at each other like, sure, Laureate, whatever you want to discuss in time, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't have the words for it right now, but perhaps I will in the future. Thank thanks.
Oh, okay,
I'll
sure.
just turn around and
Thank
go
you.
find Everest. And
Everest,
yeah, Everest probably
still
just
been like scouring pots in the kitchen for all this time. I'm not sure what he's been up to. Yeah.
he's lighting everything up, all the candles. He's like practicing.
Finger guns.
Yeah, finger gun in the main area, lighting all the, because we got like the bonfire thing in the middle.
Yes.
He's like finger gunning that and the little candles
Off the cover
everywhere.
pan, ricochet. Yeah, exactly.
Like having fun.
Actually, yes, for the first time in a long time. Oh, wait, a long time is a bit of an exaggeration. There was that time with the tree. That was fun.
Oh, well, I'm ready to head out. If you want to come with me and see Admiral
And
Rand.
Laureate, you do notice that Everest indeed has no eyebrows.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, you notice? And
It's probably something about their people, maybe. I don't have
exactly.
any
Probably,
clue.
yeah. Who knows? One of those,
They
strange
shed.
customs. Yeah,
They shed every 6 months,
exactly. There you go. Okay. Yeah, the kitchen is as ready as you can make it. It's all set for them. So, yep.
Thanks for lining everything up, I guess.
It's the least I could do.
Yeah, let's head out.
All right. I was curious. I know we want to go talk to Admiral Rhea regarding this, but do you think there's any chance we could possibly find Presley first?
To be honest, I have no idea where to look. As I said earlier, I'm walking over here. I have no clue what he does outside of the tavern.
Well, is it possible if perhaps he was going somewhere to think, would he go to the shipyards? If he has a, particular bent towards airships?
I mean, maybe. Personally, for me, I don't know. He and I don't get along, so...
So I've heard from everybody.
I don't know. He's still, from what I can tell, he still blames me for everything 10 years ago, and I don't think I've ever been able to. Maybe he's right. I honestly don't know at this stage.
It was an accident. Understand it from somebody who lost someone who is like a father to them, to someone who outright killed them, as opposed to an accident happening.
Maybe. I really can't comment on what he thinks about it, but all I know is that he just hates me over it.
I think he's misguided. Then he needs to be talked to.
I try, but every time I try, he just pushes me away.
Well, perhaps he needs someone else to talk to that isn't so close to the pain that he is recently feeling. Or not recently, but so, so very close to his heart.
Maybe. Anyway, let's just head to Rhea. I don't really want to spend the whole day trying to search for him ourselves. I don't think it's going to be fruitful.
By the way, how are you finding Admiral Rhea?
I thought she gave us her information, like to find her directly one time. Maybe I'm wrong. If not, we'll go to Bennick and ask one of the guards there. I'm sure one of them will.
Okay, yeah, I'm not. Did she? When you were at the party? Actually, maybe she did.
Because she did say that she would help, like if there's anything, personal that.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I do recall that. So, all right, let's say you have basically, kind of her home address.
I don't really know. Like, I've never been there, so.
Right. But she did give you. I think she did have contact information. Yes. Okay. No. Let's move forward. Okay. So you're heading off there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see. She lives in kind of a rather surprising. It's a nondescript, like block, kind of apartment buildings in a way. Comfortably middle class is the best way to put it, which is a little odd because you thought maybe the Admiral would be living somewhere a little bit more befitting her station, so to speak. But no, the address she gives you is a anonymous kind of block of flats in a way. So, and you have got the address.
I'm like looking for any type of markers or names anywhere on the block, but probably not. And I'll just go to the one I think is hers and knock and just.
Yeah, there isn't. True. There's not any. It's just numbers basically. There's no real names on these.
Yeah, and if it's someone else that's not Ray, I'll ask them directly if they could please direct me to Admiral Ray's apartment.
And you hear a voice on the other side of the door. Who is it? And it's her.
It's Laureate. Do you have a moment to talk?
He pops the door open like, well, this is a pleasant surprise.
Wait for it.
Come in. Come in.
Wait for it. It's about to get a lot less pleasant.
Yeah, she ushers you inside. The inside is fairly Spartan, but neat and comfortable. It's like, out of the blue, can I get you? I don't know. I have water. Not much else. I wasn't expecting. I don't have visitors here very much, but something to drink.
That's okay. Thanks.
Thank you. No.
Here, have a seat. What's going on?
I have a personal request. I need your help. That's okay.
Okay. What for?
One of the people at the tavern, Silver Traveler. You probably don't know them, but his name's Presley. He's one of the sons of one of the group that passed away 10 years ago. And
Priven and Cathor.
Yeah, Priven and Cathor. Yeah. And trying to be as discreet as possible, but he has gone missing, and I need someone to go look for him.
How long ago?
As of this morning. The cupcake just came into port with the family, and as the crew were just doing the standard docking procedures, he somehow snuck out.
Okay. And he didn't go back to the Silver Traveler?
He didn't. There's a chance he's with the Chasers. And I don't mean kidnapped by them.
Went willingly.
Possibly.
Oh, well, that's complicated. I mean, yeah, there are certain feelers I can put out, sure, and I'm happy to do so.
I can pay you for this if you like. I've got 50 gold here. That's all I've got. But
he waves it off. It's not really necessary. I'm just concerned about blowback. This will have to be very discreet, obviously. I have some avenues I can pursue, and I will do that. We just have to be careful, especially if the Chasers are involved. That complicates things greatly. But it's not impossible. So you think he went, but if he's went there willingly, that's also complicating things. All right. I assume this is a matter of some urgency.
Yes, it's
That's all right. But I've been sitting here trying not to climb the wall, so it's good for me to get something to do. So, no, I'm on the case. I'll see what I can find.
Are you
going to be
around
need more
for a
information,
while, I'm going to probably be here next day or two. I think we're about to head out onto the cupcake to do a job for someone and recruit the
I'm going to assume the less I know, the better, which is perfectly fine for both of us. All right.
But if you need to speak to the family, go to the Silver Traveler. They're happy to talk to you.
Good. And I'll apprise Bannock so someone else knows in generalities. So he'll be aware of what's going on. Just Bannock. I trust him. It'll be fine.
Okay. Everest, do you mind stepping outside for a sec?
Okay.
It's private. Do you mind? It's personal.
I suppose it couldn't hurt, or maybe it could later. Who knows? It'll bite me in the ass sooner or later. So you hear him grumble slightly, and he kind of meanders out of the room.
Okay.
And as he closes the door, just before the incident at Haxel Bridge, both Presley and Valerie were kidnapped, as you remember.
Mm-hmm.
I went up to Presley's room, and I found he was like a secret stash of pixie dust.
That's disconcerting to say the least.
As you know, the Chasers deal in that. I don't know if he actually joined the Chasers. I have a feeling he may have been doing some either dealing in it or running for them, or maybe consuming substance. I hope he wasn't consuming it, but I didn't notice. I would have noticed it if he was consuming it, but
right.
I don't really see
the
much.
Effects are hard to ignore or miss. Right.
No one else has kind of talked to me about it, so that's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
As I found about the information this morning, I went over to the tavern, to the compartment, and all the pixie dust was taken. So there's a good chance that he has a large amount of pixie dust on hand. He may be trying to perhaps use that to persuade the Chasers or join them. I honestly don't know at this stage.
They're using him as a mule, for lack of a better term, as a holder of it, dispersed around the city so they can get at it. It's possible this contact goes deeper than you may think.
I haven't told the family this yet, or anyone else.
I'll keep it to myself. But it's good information that narrows down my search pattern for where to look for possible signs of him. Yeah, I will wish to go talk to the family, so thank you for that. If they're expecting me, it's even better.
And honestly, I don't know how to tell them that he's dealing in this substance. They'll react.
You don't know if he's dealing or just a pawn. And it's not wise to sling those accusations about until you know for sure. So,
which is why I figured I'd ask you first before I...
Let's get some evidence first and then decide how you want to break this. But the important thing is to find the boy. That's what needs to be done first and foremost. So, yeah. Kind of glad you came to me. I mean, I wish it were under better circumstances, but I have no complaints. So,
if you find out that if there's any evidence that he's done something wrong and he needs to be arrested, I'm not going to object. I just hope that you're lenient to him at least. I know I can't formally request that, but
the circumstances vary depending on a wide variety of factors. However, if I take stock of him and I like what I see, my word will have a significant impact on what happens to him if it comes down to him being arrested. That's what I can tell you. But I can't promise anything. I put a word with Bannock.
Understand.
It'll filter down. We will see. So
That's all I wanted
As long
to
as he's
say.
not irredeemable or hasn't done anything irredeemable, it should
That's
be okay.
what I'm worried about now. He goes further
No.
with it.
Well, we won't know till we find him now, will we?
All right. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming to me. Like I said, it gets me back on the street, which is it's been a while, but I think I remember my old tricks. So I'll you're still at the Veneer residence, right?
Yes. Either that,
Okay.
if you don't find me there, I'll be at the Silver Traveler. There is a chance I might be at the Maddox estate. Back and forth.
Right, but you said you're only here for another next couple days, 2 days? It's probably
maybe a
gonna
day
take
or
me
two.
longer.
I haven't been
Okay.
told how long until we leave, so.
All right,
But
but
it'll definitely be
sounds
within
like
a few days. So.
Sounds like soon. All right. Well, I mean, I'll see what I can dig up before you go. I can't make any promises though, but could get lucky. Who knows?
Thank you. And I'll head
Yeah,
out.
thank you, Laureate.
I like close the door behind me and give a big sigh in front of Everest. All right, ready to go. Shall we go back to the Veneer residence?
Oh, just about, yes. I'm pretty much ready. I mean, I'd much rather go looking for the boy, but considering we have time constraints.
Yeah, she says she has some possible people that she can talk to give us some leads. So I think it's best to leave her, let her do her job. This is what she's good at.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the Veneer residence. We'll cut back to Savoy and Mama. Savoy wanted to have that side conversation with Talon, who's still driving you back to the estate or the residence.
Or to have a negotiation through the carriage.
Yeah, but your driver's going to be taken back to your house. I mean, if you want, we can pull over to the side and I can just swing down and talk to you through the window or what have you, or I can just wait until we get back to your place and we can talk there.
Whichever you think is best.
There's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hob will probably think I'm just keeping tabs on y'all, which like I'm supposed to be doing. So let's just get back there and then we'll talk inside.
Please tell me you hear just faintly.
He's asleep. That's why he's asleep.
Exactly. Talon knows what he's doing in subduing someone, especially a non-combatant. Yeah. So you make it back to the courtyard, back to your estate without incident. He swings down, and yes, the gentleman is napping on top of the carriage. Kind of brings him down gently and hands him off to the captain of the guard. Here, have him sleep it off. I don't know about you two, but I could use a drink. I got anything inside?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Sure. Come on in, Talon. You gonna save my life? Possibly tomorrow?
Maybe.
I'll have a drink.
Well, I still don't know why you need extra help with Mama here.
Well, because
The fish killer.
we're probably walking into a trap, and it's gonna suck, and it's always good to have an extra hand who's
Well,
known to work it.
If you know it's a trap already, that's true. Maybe an extra hand or 5 or 6. So let me wet my whistle, and then you can fill me in on the details. So you walk into the hall. It is empty. Shannon is off doing apparently something else or whatever. So, and he's like, yeah, wine would be good for the afternoon. Something red, dark red, cab sauv or something. Really jammy, a lot of body. That's exactly what he tells you.
Well,
I mean, I figure you have an extensive wine
Oh yeah.
cellar. Yeah,
I just
okay.
look at the servant, and I'm like, yeah,
He's like, I have a few things that should work.
yeah.
Okay.
And we'll go into the dining room. Might as well.
Yeah. He pulls out a chair and sits down. So a trap, dangerous. Why don't you give me the details? Why? What's going on?
Supposedly, someone high up in the Chasers wants to defect, but they'll only defect to the Heroes of Gelspar. They think they may already be compromised, and they contacted the order to do this.
But they don't want the order to do what they want. Yeah, that sounds like a trap, all right.
Yeah, so it's about a 90% trap, 10% this could be something real. And if it's real, we'll just take them with us when we head out to do our multiple errands, including...
Or it's both, and the person is bait to get you in there in the first place.
Oh, yeah, or he thinks he's actually trying to defect, but he is bait. He's lure or bait, either way. I suggested we do it in front of in the Noble's Quarter. He said no, Red Market.
Yeah,
So,
I can't imagine why.
Well, it was an opening gambit to see what the answer would be.
The Red Market, eh?
Yes. Mama suggested a place. And we suggested noon. We suspect he's going to come back and say, like, dawn.
If we're lucky, Dawn.
Yes. And so...
Is the order... Kind of looks around. Is the order going to be involved in this in any capacity? Because technically they're not supposed to set foot in the market. There's a big... A couple decades back, there was a big thing about it. A lot of blood filled the streets.
They might have somebody watching the whole situation, but I don't think they're actually going to get involved.
Well, that's good and bad.
Which is why I'm like...
But if the chasers bring up everyone, that's not great. Mm-hmm. If they're heavily, it gives us more leniency to defend ourselves, but it can also be problematic depending on how it goes down.
Exactly.
Might be able to pull in a couple other people I know. When is this supposed to go down? You said tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. Within the next 12 to 18 hours.
No, nothing like giving a guy a lot of time.
Hey,
Delightful. Well, then there's going to be a little bit of extra surcharge on that for the rush.
Well, that's the question. Can we even afford you?
Well, I mean, I'm not cheap, but I'm not a noble. So, somewhere in between. It all depends on how many people we might have to kill, I suppose. And if we have to just fight our way past the chasers or fight our way out of the Red Market, those are two exponentially different things.
I would like to have to do neither. Like, grab them, get into the underground, that little play underground, and run.
Maybe. Problem is the chasers use that as well, so that could be exactly where they want you to go is the issue. Might be better staying topside. You're gonna have to be fluid, and of course realize any plan you make will probably not survive first contact with the enemy.
Well, yeah, which is why I am like, well, I'll hire you to...
All right. My initial fee is 25 gold for the mission. That'll be inclusive. Depending on the people I can bring with me, it's probably going to be about 15 a piece. I would say budget another 60, which I assume you can do. Kind of looks around. I assume that's not a problem. And if I can maybe able to get up to 4 people.
Okay.
Those who made it past the hacksaw certainly prove they're bona fides. So I can't guarantee it. Like I said, the time frame's a bit of a sticky issue, but I'll do what I can.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me make some inquiries. I'll get back to you probably this evening, and then we'll try to make some sort of plan. When are you going to hear about whether your terms have been accepted?
Hopefully by tonight.
That would be good. Tell you what. Well, I'll pop back in a few hours, and hopefully you'll have heard by then, and we can start maybe figuring out how this is going to go down.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay.
And it's just a matter of my deposit, which is 25 gold, and I'll be on my way.
Okay. Run back to my room. Edit. My funds are starting to get a little low. But that's okay. It's pretty much what I expected.
All right, I pay him. He's busy drinking his wine. It's like, this is good. whoever your sommelier is has a pretty good palate.
Thank you.
I'll be taking the rest of the bottle with me too. So
As expected.
I appreciate your hospitality. Yep, I'll be in touch. Figure, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours tops. Certainly by this evening. So
My plan is to stay here until we have to do that thing in the next 16.
well, judging how many people seem to want a piece of you, good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Okay, let's see. Laureate and Everest, you head back to the estate. You arrive just in time to see almost literally you guys bump into each other in the doorway. Talon walking out of the house. He nods at both of you.
You give him a wave.
Draws off on his merry way.
Thanks, Mama.
I wonder what that was all about.
I start to
In the
go,
old.
oh, I know. Never mind.
You what?
I was going to tell you not to tell them that we got kidnapped by Talon, but whatever.
We can spin a tell there. Let's not call it kidnapped. It's just that's big word.
All right, fine. We met up with Talon and had to go have a conversation with Tom. I guess.
Exactly. That's different.
I'm gonna put my my arm on Everest's shoulder and say, "Well, we didn't get kidnapped. That's a start." As we're entering, and Hom's leaving, not Hom, Talon's leaving at the same time.
All right, I assume you're all regrouping in the main hall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Food, drink.
Yep. I assume another bottle's probably open, exactly. And some desserts have been arranged for the afternoon. Well, actually, it's probably by this time it's probably lunch-ish, like noon, 1
Right.
o'clock.
Little finger sandwiches and
Yeah,
stuff.
yep,
Lovely.
exactly.
So,
Penny fours, the whole 9 yards.
Oh.
Marie and I have decided we have a new drinking game for the Emberwind crew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Anytime anyone says the word cupcake, take a drink.
It's beautiful.
I thought it was gonna be kidnapped, but okay, cupcake works.
No, it's not.
Wait, just the person who says cupcake, or everyone has to do it?
Everyone has.
Oh no, that's gonna be a problem.
Look, are we gonna own this or aren't we?
I think you already do.
Yeah, nothing says it's alcohol. It just
That's true. That's true.
Do we drink drink icing sugar or something? Something
Oh.
thematic.
It could be every time you see cupcake, you have to eat a cupcake. There you go.
I can't.
We'll all become diabetic.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, is there people filling in people on
Yep,
what
so,
Yeah,
happened?
just give everybody the.
Admiral
Done.
Rhea is going to look into it for us. She's happy to do it,
Good.
and she's going to
Okay,
probably
how do
interview them.
Savoy and Mama, how do you wish to, or what, if anything, do you wish to tell the others about what transpired?
We confirmed with Hobbs the details of the deal, and we confirmed that we should not return without
Wait,
without the
Hob?
beast. So,
You went to see Hob?
well, went to see. We kind of happened upon him.
Oh.
It was the funniest thing.
So you know where he is?
Well, at the time he was at a merchant's house. But
Yeah, we knew where he was.
Which merchant is this?
we've also hired Talon to help us tomorrow with what's most assuredly a trap. And by we, I mean I have hired him.
Well, you've had a very productive day getting kidnapped and.
Whoa, 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 whoa! We nobody used that word here. It's just,
You don't use the K word around here.
we went for a ride. We happened to cross him. We saw Talon. It was great.
I think the word you're looking for is accosted.
No, actually, we
Escorted. Yeah, that's it.
we got escorted actually
Yes.
quite forcefully. Well, no, actually quite gently.
Yeah.
Quite the
So
gentleman.
your driver might disagree with that, mind you.
Our driver is still alive,
True.
and he got a nap. So
And
who's
he'll
he
be-
complaining to?
Oh yes, it's all coming up roses for him, I'm sure.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed indeed. All right.
Anyway, so
it's-
Valerie
yeah.
said Valerie's interested. She said she needs a bit of time to think on it, so we'll probably know next day or two.
Awesome.
And with regards to what's happening with this person, I'm happy for all of you to decide on what to do, because I'm heading to bed. You may not like it because I am exhausted. I've been up for 2 days now,
That's great.
and
Yeah, you need to sleep before we probably
I've
have
been
to
up
get
all
up and
night
go.
writing all your reports, your official reports, and
I think you
It's
have
like
to make
that-
checks. So
All right.
before-
finding it
just
hard to
as-
think right now, and I need to
As
sleep.
Lorian is about to totter off to bed, a servant knocks at the door and says, "There's a message for you, milady," and gives it to Savoy.
Alright, hold up.
It's from the Maddox household.
Yeah.
Says, urgent request you visit at your soonest regarding a matter of utmost importance. Signed, K. I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
You just see a big, Lauria.
Seriously? Just like,
Lauria's never gonna sleep again. It's just gonna be non-stop tasks.
The roof of the carriage is comfortable to sleep on.
I was gonna say, time for a cat nap in the carriage.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Indeed. So, yeah, great RP by everyone. Really enjoyed that session. That was fantastic. Good stuff across the board. Let's start, Brahms, with you. So, Everest had a little bit less of a role today, but didn't mean he didn't have an impact. Far from it, as a matter of fact. Some of the just kind of, I don't say they were tossed off either, but some of his kind of just casual mentions, I think, had quite an effect on some NPCs. So, how do you think tonight went, and where can folks find you?
I think it was a good session, really fun. Enjoyed poking fun at several of the party members. Can't imagine who I would be speaking of.
Not at all.
Lots of trolling tonight. I love it.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, it was pretty fun, and looking forward to seeing what trouble we're gonna get ourselves into when we go into this. Maybe not a trap.
Yeah, probably mostly a trap. Yeah, mostly. Not entirely, mostly. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And then also interested to see where, if we come across Presley in the interim period before leaving, if it's possible, see if that ever comes to any sort of fruition.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. As you guys are, as on top of it as you can be, given your situation. So,
It's not like we have our fingers in too many pies right now at all.
You're fine. It's fine. You got this. Right, Marie?
Yeah, we got this. We got this.
Tell the folks where you can be found when you're not playing Emberwind, sir.
Generally, you can find me on Twitter. I'm really only playing this currently. I might be talking to a friend of mine who's developing a Forged in the Dark game. He's local to Ottawa. So you might be interested in this, Marie, but he's doing a Kickstarter on October 5th, and it's called SIG, City of Blades. So they're using blades in the Dark's mechanics, set in kind of a planescape setting.
Nice.
That's a cool crossover. That sounds interesting. All right.
Yeah, and I think it'll be pretty good. We'll see how it pans out. I haven't looked at anything yet, so I'll keep you abreast of anything.
Absolutely. All right. It was a pleasure, Brahms. Thank you very much. Well, Jen, once again, Savoy is running around hither and yon, to and fro, and trying to get things done. It's a tidal wave of...
How does Kendrick want now? Jesus. Okay.
Geez, that patron's so demanding, almost like a patron. How dare he?
We saved his life. Wasn't that enough? Didn't he give us 24 hours off?
So technically, I'm the patron of you.
So demanding, these guys. Yeah, always take. What about me? Exactly. How do you think tonight went?
I enjoyed it. I'm Savoy's a little flummoxed at Malma with her questions and everything. It was like,
Besties.
I don't know how to deal with this. This is odd. Okay, maybe.
Oh, that was funny.
I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of friends either, but that's by choice.
Well,
People suck mostly, but we'll get to that eventually. And yes, it was very convenient of Talon to escort us to Hobbs when I decided I wanted to talk to him.
I was like, wow, that fell together just almost too perfectly.
Wavelength.
Like, well, it's funny you mentioned that because, yeah, exactly. So, all right, where can the good folks find you next elsewhere otherwise?
You can find me mostly on Twitter and Facebook. I've just recently come out of writing a novel, so now I'm doing the, okay, what do I do now phase, which is short story writing and such. Since I don't have anything to talk about, I'm going to give a shout out to a podcast called Old Gods of Appalachia, which just started its second season, and they are phenomenal. They are a really good podcast, and I'd like to recommend them.
Old Gods of Appalachia. Okay, that certainly sounds interesting.
They have a 12 episode first season, a 3 episode second interlude, and now they've started their second season, and they are so good. They're a wonderful podcast.
All right,
I
nice.
actually joined their Patreon. They're that good.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you. A pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Sod Laureate had a bit of heavy lifting there, RP wise. Did nice work with it.
More family drama for Laurie. Oh no.
Someday it'll
One day
taper off. It'll taper off someday.
Soon, hopefully. Cross fingers. We'll see.
Well, Summit's kind of a change of pace for y'all, assuming you ever get out there.
It's gonna be like another 5 sessions before you leave again. It's like us in Kresk. It's like us in Kresk, John. It's gonna be Kresk. This version of Kresk.
All over again. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh Valaki.
So how do you think it went?
That was great. I loved it. Lots of RP.
Good.
Back and forth between characters. Didn't get kidnapped. Yeah, Everest, high five.
Everyone made it to okay, no, that's not true. Escorted. We're gonna say escorted for 2 of you, but otherwise not too bad. That's a pretty good ratio, all things considered. So, yeah. Tell the folks where they can find you when you're not.
Twitch.tv/sod_, streaming random games. You'll see me here next week, same time as this. A Grumbler's Guide to the Temple of Elemental Evil. I've got to say it the full length title, because that's how important it is. Where you get to see Gromnir Grumblehammer play through the Temple of Elemental Evil, and it's been a great last few sessions of that game. It's surprisingly good. Where else? Hopefully sometime next month. I think we're doing 1 long session next month for IAB.
It is the October 30th. I think we've locked it down.
Yeah, I think we've locked it down. But Arv will confirm it next few sessions of his stream when he does the stream on this channel. But it looks like it's going to be on the 30th.
Right. I'm a little concerned we're doing just that big one and not one to set up. I
would love to have 2 small ones because it's much more fun. But
well, there's something to be said for the big pre-Halloween one. You can't go wrong with that either. That's actually the Friday. Although I know we don't. It's a Friday, which is not our usual time, but that's actually better for me given the holiday weekend. So
yeah. So
thank you as always, sir, and of course thank you for the great IT, AV work, all that fun stuff too. Well, Marie, of course, Malma entered again with a bit of a bang. Is trying to be kind of Savoy besties or what have you. That was adorable. First of all. But also some RP with your crew, getting back with your crew as well and dealing with that and taking up the captain mantle. So good stuff. How do you think the session went tonight?
I had a lot of fun. It was interesting, Malma trying to juggle all of the different parts of her life, if you will, because she usually just has a crew.
Inballing, colliding. Yep.
It's
strange boxes. Yeah.
Usually
indeed.
it's very straightforward. She rarely has to answer to too many people, and it's just does what she wants. Her crew falls in line. Now she's got her anchors. I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you know what? That made me think they're my buddies, so maybe we should talk.
We should run this by them. I thought the best part was when you were like happy mad about everything that's going on. That was hilarious. Like, because I like you, and I have to do stuff, and it was just like, that's so mama. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But anyways, like back to business. That was amazing. So yeah, it's great stuff all around, everyone. Tell the folks where can they find you when you're not playing Emberwind.
You can find me on my website, marievillado.com. I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram at glitterbombvillado. So find me, come hang out. It'll be fun.
There you go. All right, chat, can we get some love for the Ember crew? To really terrific session tonight. That is going to do it for us, and episode either 32 or 33, depending on how ARF counts. I'm going to say it's 33.
I think it's 33 because the missed last session.
That's what I think too. Yeah,
I'm confused. We've got to sort it out.
I think ARF's confused. We'll let ARF be confused tonight. All right, folks, we're going to call it a night. Everyone, have a good time. Please don't forget to vote early once, but do vote. Get it in, get your ballots in, and take care, everyone. Stay safe. Good night.
Bye, everybody. There we go. Thank you everyone for watching the session. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think we had a few. Should also say thank you again. Was it Brahms for the resub and Paxi for the resub? 22 months, 34 and 22 months respectively. Thank you for supporting Arv's channel. And yeah, we're gonna have to raid someone now. Ooh, who are we gonna raid? Let's have a look who's streaming on Arv's list. I think No Quarter's going. No Quarter's a cool guy. Probably give him the big raid. Let's just see if what he's playing. It's fine, Lone Wolf. Next month you'll be using them for the big IAB session. There's also, I think Community D&D is on tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. You may be able to use it then. You could do that, and also, yeah, next month is going to be hopefully, cross fingers, the big finale to Curse of Strahd with IAB, where you'll want to save up for that. Either that, or if you enjoy the Lord of the Rings or Espergenesis, any of that stuff, you know. Okay, No Quarter is streaming. He's playing. Oh, what is that? Oh, he's doing an ad break. Okay, he's playing. Was it Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? That's the Dark Souls Jedi game, isn't it? But yeah, we'll give him the big raid. What are we gonna? What raid? What raid thing can we do for him? Maybe we weren't kidnapped. We weren't kidnapped to do this raid. No. What would be a nice joke we can do to raid No Quarter with? Ooh. I think it's just Arv raid. We weren't kidnapped in brackets. Something like Arv raid, and then we totally weren't kidnapped. Maybe something like. Maybe something like that. What's let's get Arv's raid stuff up. It's this. So the Arvanauts have landed. Actually, the Arvanauts have landed, right? And then we'll do. We totally weren't kidnapped in brackets after it. So something like that. That'll work. We'll give We'll give No Quarter a big raid. Just playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Quarter TV, I think that's right. Oh no, invalid username. I spelled it wrong because I can't type. Also, shout out to all the cats that distracted us this session as well. There's so much cat distraction. Anyway, don't forget to spam this, guys. Spam it. Spam that. See yous. Bye.